Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever the pilot episode of the Ten Toes podcast, Ten Toes Down podcast. We're here. We come on, and our perspective is a consistent one. Me and my man JB Jermaine, we've been talking hoops for shit, online for like 13, 14 years now, right, man?
Yeah, just
Since the
about.
days of NBA enthusiasts,
Yep.
Jermaine, introduce yourself, man.
Oh no, man. Hey, what's up, Ro? What's up, everybody tuning in? Yeah. Basically, like Ro said, man, we've been talking hoops, man. NBA. Probably really since about 2011, 2012. And
Yeah,
we talk a lot about the history of the game. We try to respect the history of the game, and really enjoy this youth movement over the past 4 years that's now prominent, and more and more teams are trying to replicate. And I think ultimately it's going to be good for the league once we get past this malaise of
big facts, big facts.
yeah.
Yeah, big facts. So the topics tonight. We're gonna have the topics tonight. We're gonna talk about the trade deadline and the New York Lakers. My guests are gonna be a bunch of Lakers fans. Y'all set off. Pretty much the Lakers had set off. The Lakers and Mavericks set off this trade deadline, which we talked about last week on GoCast, as being probably the most. I said it many platforms. I said it's the most lit trade deadline I've ever seen. Like I've seen trade deadlines where there was nothing. I mean, you would see like a seventh man get traded off the Atlanta Hawks or something. That would be it. Every team like needed help to either try to get into that contention role or get into either that or break it up or break up your team and try to get to the lottery with the next superstar. But this year, a lot of teams made a lot of moves, and the Lakers were the big ones, and the Lakers are the one that everybody seems to talk about. I mean, there's a team that we pretty much thought all year long was a pretty mediocre team. That record was a few games over 500. Now they're 12 games right there. They're 32-20 at this point going into the break. Now people are looking at them, of course, with a guy like Luka and LeBron. You're looking at them as contenders. Some people think they're contenders. I think most on this panel will say they're not. Say they got better for the future, but I don't think they got better right away. There's going to be some glaring needs, and like last night, as the Utah Jazz were dunking all over them with their big men, you see a glaring need, a glaring hole. So what do you think about it, Jermaine?
Man, I saw a guy on one of these shows today say, now check this out. The Lakers are supposed to be in win now mode. All
Mm-hmm.
time win now mode, right? They've been pushed and prodded to go all in to cash all these chips in, which they done did 7 times over. But yet, one of these talking heads said today, he said, I'm not putting no expectations on the team to do nothing this year. The year for them to try to cash in and go for it all is next year in 2026. And when I heard that, man, part of me, like, you got to kind of laugh at it, man, because like, wait, whoa. You push Pelinka, Rob Pelinka, the GM of the Lakers, to make these moves around the clock. Give us the 29 pick. They gave us the 2031 pick to facilitate the trade for the center from Charlotte, which they Mark Williams, which they rescinded, and you include a young man who they said was a steal of the draft, the best shooter in the country, and midway through his rookie year, you ship him out of there, and now you have to bring him back because the trade was rescinded because the Williams had health issues, whatever he was dealing with. But yet you gonna say after all these moves that, man, I ain't putting no expectation on Lakers do nothing this year. Next year in 2026 that's gonna be where they're gonna make their run. I said, boy, these cats, boy, they beat
you see this is why I call the podcast 10, but this is why I call the podcast 10 toes down, because you see how that goes, right? Oh, the hype was there. There was no analyzing. Nobody analyzed the situation. They just looked at it. Oh, well, the Lakers got Luka. Now you got Luka and LeBron on the team. Boom. All we got to do is get a big man. And see, this is the issue, bro. I've been telling you for the longest. The win it, the just win it all costs and go for it all now thing. What happens is, again, you trade from your team to get guys. Again, Luka, we all know Luka's great. With the two, Maxi Kleber comes in. He's not. I don't even think he's healthy, and neither is Marquise Morris.
Oh, they talking about releasing him. They already talking about releasing him to try to free up a roster spot.
What you talking about, Morris or Kleber? Morris or Kleber?
Kleber.
Okay, so now Morris is pretty much a coach on the bench. I haven't seen Marquise Morris in a game, and I don't know how long. Now his brother just shouldn't be playing. Unfortunately, my Knicks had to cut him in the preseason because of the roster spot. Because the roster situation. But yeah, so you got Luka, a guy who's on a minutes limit, but you have holes in the rest of the roster, right? You need a big man, and so what they did was, they threw a whole package. I mean, look, Cam Reddish. I'm a Duke fan. But I can tell you, I never saw the big deal in Cam. I see the talent, but the guy plays with no motor. So you could live with trading him, but you Dalton Connect, your rookie steal for the first round, and a first round pick and a pick swap. Now, unfortunately for the Lakers, Mark Williams couldn't pass a physical. Not a big surprise for a guy that only played 85 games in his first 3 years. So, do you think that was buyer's remorse, or do you think that the physical really showed something?
I mean, at this point,
you don't even know, right? You don't know because
you really don't know. But they said he had health issues that they was concerned about, and some certain type of injuries or whatnot. So
it's probably something in the back. I mean, look, Mark Williams. I'm a Duke fan. Again, he's another Duke product. I'm a Duke fan. He played the 1 year, one and done. He's very tall. He has a very long standing wingspan. But he is not nowhere near the rim protector that AD was. So if you thought you would just replace him with AD, he's a good rebounder. I mean, with that wingspan and that size, you would expect that, right?
Well,
but yeah, I mean, that was a haul. You gave up unprotected first round picks, the one that you had left to trade, and so now you have that in the holster. But now you can't make any trades this year. So now, obviously they picked up Alex Len. I guess, right? I'm looking at. I'm hearing Laker fans acting like he's the next Vlade Divac or something. I don't know, like he's the next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, what was the other great Lakers? No, none of them. smoke crack and believe he was Shaq. But I mean, what did Alex Len do last night while he doing his grand debut?
But maybe 4 points or something like that.
I mean, come on. So I mean, look, I've said it. I've said the Lakers issue is this: LeBron has to play power forward. LeBron has to be your four. He is not. He is not. I'm not saying he doesn't have the capability to stay with wings, but you don't want him guarding wings. You don't want him, no matter what you think of him, you don't want him guarding wings because that's too much. Like that's too much to guard guys like Jason Tatum every night, guys like Jaylen Brown, guys like think of the wings in this league. Think of, you don't want him guarding KD. So you need a strong guy at the number one. He's not going to give you enough help to the center to be. Usually it's the two guys, the five and your four holding down the paint. LeBron is your four, so he'll get a lot of rebounds. He'll get a lot of chase down blocks. But AD was the key to that defense. I've said it for the longest. I saw I told you I saw other channels up at 3 o'clock in the morning talking about how AD is the weak link of the Lakers defense. The Lakers are not,
That's crazy.
They traded, they traded their best wing defender in this Luka trade. Again, look, you want to trade for Luka, right? You want to trade for Luka if you have the opportunity. Obviously, if people shopped around the league, and then it turns out, see again, this is here we go again. It turns out he wasn't. Now all of a sudden, I don't know if it's his Maverick spin, but there were 3 other teams that they talked to. They talked about Giannis, and they talked to. Did they talk to Brooklyn? I don't know, but it was another superstar that was offered for him. I'm trying to think. I know it was Giannis in Milwaukee. Milwaukee pretty much said no. I know they would have getting 4 or 5 years younger, but I mean, come on. Ant-Man. So Minnesota was talked to supposedly. So Ant-Man and Giannis were 2 guys talked about. This is the spin now. This is what's reported. Again, you know how this goes, man. The media plays games. Hold on 1 second. All right. Yeah, the media plays their game. So they said Ant-Man, they said Giannis. Do you believe that? Hello?
I don't know, man. I don't see Milwaukee considering trading Giannis unless he would ask to be traded. You know what I'm saying? Or Ant-Man, I mean, he only I mean, it's no telling. There's no telling. I can't tell you that. I don't see that being the case. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. What you think?
I mean, honestly, bro. Honestly, look. First, this when the night that this happened, they said this trade came down just like this. Then when Pelinka was at the Luka press conference, Pelinka said we've been talking about it for first he said 3 weeks, then he said 4 weeks. See, I'm a guy to catch what people say. I like to go straight to the source on what if you believe something, I want to hear from you. I don't like hearsay. I don't like So I mean that's why I think a lot of these reporters they base their reports off hearsay. Right. So now look, when Shams had the news, and obviously, look, I don't even want to get into whether King James knew or not. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. He seems happy. He don't seem broken up that AD was traded. He don't see, and see that's the thing too, right?
You sure don't.
That's the thing. He gets scoring help because we're gonna get into this. That's the next topic. He gets scoring help. Where's that backline defense? If you believe that Alex Len, who was sitting on the couch, is going to provide you championship level backline scoring help, I mean, I got a bridge to sell you, bro. I got a bridge right there in Brooklyn that I can sell you because I mean, bro, no. I mean, Alex Len was a fourth pick in the draft, so there's talent there. But again, you're talking about look at the big. You're going to talk about look at what I'm looking at now. You're going to go up against Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. You're going to go up against maybe the Kings still have Sabonis. They're not out of it. You're going to go up against Alperen Sengun. You're going to go up against Zubac. You're going to go up against possibly Wembanyama. You feel confident with him in Jackson Hayes?
Nah, man. What's crazy is, let the talking heads tell it. They'll make it seem like the Lakers ain't had no big man on the roster in the past 7 years. They didn't had about almost 50. You know what I mean?
And think about this, man. Look, you have been fighting with other Laker fans. You have been fighting other Laker fans. Have been putting their name in your their mouth about getting this big man, and now all of a sudden, we ain't even had no big man. AD is always hurt. Blah blah blah. I mean, forgetting the fact that he played over 70 games last year, qualified for all. He qualified for all awards that he didn't get even in the finals for.
Now check this out. When they traded for him, when we were saying he was prone to injury, they didn't want to hear it then. It was all
it didn't matter then.
It didn't matter.
Now that he's gone, and of course, just like winning the championship that first year validates it. Him getting hurt in his first game, despite looking as dominant as he did. I mean, like I said, Luka had a contact injury. He's playing on a minutes limit for a reason. I mean, think about y'all just got beat by the worst team in the West in a blowout fashion. Yep. I mean, again, I'm one. If you guys are gonna say regular season games don't matter, then they don't matter, right? Obviously, you want to win as many as you can to get your seeding, and right? You'll turn it on in the playoffs. The question is, are the new look Lakers a legit championship team? Next time I'm gonna try to put a poll out. Maybe I'll put a poll out. I'll get CW Big Nines to put a poll out. Are the Lakers legit championship contenders? Because again, you can't walk it back. You can't. You were looking great. You beat Boston a few weeks ago. You beat my Knicks on Saturday night without AD. Right? Then the trade come out. Then you had another big win against the Clippers. You got another big win against Utah, and then you play Utah again, and you get blown out. I mean, obviously the season series is over with Utah. I think the season they get Portland coming out of the break, and Portland has been playing better. I believe
they're playing good basketball late.
Yeah, Portland has picked it up a lot. They went to the rookie who's. Oh, that's another. I mean, what's another big man in the future? So look, I guess maybe maybe they're saying this because they won't get their big man until next year, right? I'm sure they'll try to attract somebody. I don't know what they're looking at with cap space. I don't have what the salary cap commitment is next year. But I'm sure they'll get somebody, right? They had to cut Christian Wood to get in Alex Len. Think about that. Right? Because Christian Wood was supposed to be the big get last year, right?
That's what I'm saying. They said the center position was signed and sealed going to last year. That's what I say. I heard the same stuff every year. It's like a broken record. It's like a broken. It'd be the same pattern. They make a move. They'll blow teams out for about a week, and then the sugar high wear off, and then now all of a sudden, oh man, they still need more help.
So I told you the sugar high. I told you when you sent me that message earlier, I said the sugar high. It's always a sugar high. And see, look, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a Magic Johnson fan. The Lakers were the first team I watched. So I'm a Knicks fan because they rep my hometown. They play with heart. Back in that era, they challenged Jordan. That was enough for it took to hook me. Right? The Lakers. One thing I know about their history, that the Lakers didn't use sugar rushes. They stacked talent. Now, look, that's one thing that the Lakers have gone maybe in the whole history of the NBA, they've probably gone 4 or 5 years without a legitimate top 5 in the league superstar. So the one thing the Lakers have always been able to do is get their hands on a top 5 player, right? Well, say what we want about LeBron. He was one, and whether you believe AD was one or not himself, at least for 1 or 2 of those years, he was in that top 5 discussion, right? So the question is, all right, so you got Luka. My question is, what are the Lakers going to be able to legitimately put around them? And I've said this: you don't have you have your draft. You don't have your draft pick this year. That's going to New Orleans, right? So it will behoove you not to lose too many games because that'll be a better pick going to New Orleans. This is supposed to be a pretty decent draft. Next year you'll have your pick. You won't have your pick the year after. You'll have your pick only on even years, 26, 28, and then 30. 30 is the pick swap. Wait. No, is 28 a pick swap? Did Dallas get a pick swap?
No,
or they did not get a pick swap?
That was in the other trade that they were.
That was in the other trade. So you will get your pick back for 30. It won't be swapped with Charlotte. Right? Think about that. A pick swap for Mark Williams. I mean, listen, I know like Laker fans will call me a hypocrite. They know me will call me a hypocrite because I traded 5 picks in a swap for Mikal Bridges. I want you to understand the difference, right? I want you to understand the difference. Number one of those picks were picked up in the draft. The few years ago we got an extra pick from OKC. We traded one of those away. I think it was Detroit one that. Well, it was either Detroit or Washington one, right? So Detroit and Washington were 2. They were both lottery protected, top 13 protected or whatever. So unless Detroit looks like they're going to make the playoffs in. So if that was a Detroit pick we traded, I gotta would have to see that direct because obviously I knew we traded one of those 2. If Detroit makes the playoffs this year, that pick would actually converge to it won't go back to Detroit. It would actually go then to Brooklyn. So Brooklyn would have another pick, meaning we traded for Mikal Bridges. Well, Mikal Bridges, again, solid defender, averaging 18 points on very good shooting numbers. Again, he's not a superstar, right? But I mean, how close is Mark Williams? Lakers fans saw that 14. They saw that 15 and 10, and thought, "Oh, we got ourselves a stud." And then you look at the games played. He played 25 games this year.
Oh, you said a stud. Oh, that shit funny.
Look, I know why Mark Williams went in the lottery. I know he's talented. But this guy is not. Again, he's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is what they do. They'll make players out.
I'm gonna tell you what triggered this whole push to get a big man up in there. I'm gonna tell you what triggered it. When the Lakers went up against the Clippers, the first time they met up, the Clippers beat them by convincingly, and Vita Zubac outplayed AD, and that threw a lot of fans off guard because you know what I've been saying about Zubac the whole time. All he needed was more touches and to truly be developed. And he outplayed AD in that game. And all these Laker podcasters, like, oh man, man, we could sure use Zubac. I said, well, shit, y'all traded him 5 years ago to help, number one, initially to bring in a spot-up shooter, Mike Muscala, who was gone by season's end, and then to create cap space to take on AD contract after y'all traded for him. That's why Zubac was considered expendable and was traded to the Clippers. I've been saying all along he could have been. Well, he should have been our future of the center, center of the future. But people thought I was crazy. And like I said, man, I ain't gonna, when it comes to this right here, when it comes to this, all the talent they done got rid of for this dude. Nah, man, I ain't gonna be just saying this to be talking. No way. But that's what triggered it. And all of a sudden, we got to get a big man. We got to get a big man. We got to get a big man. That's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, look, you were playing AD, and AD. was funny because AD kind of put his foot down finally, right? He's like, I don't want to play the 5 no more. I don't want to play center no more. Give me a center. And next thing the trade of all trades just broke on a Saturday night after the Lakers had a nice win. Yeah, I'm looking at Mark Williams' contract. So, I saw the news. He does not want to go back to Charlotte, and so he's owed $4 million this year, and then he gets a six. They exercise the option. So Charlotte. If I'm Charlotte, okay, you don't want to come back. We're developing. We're just going to develop talent anyway. You want to develop young talent anyway.
Well, word is that they trying to push the trade a second time. On both
sides. They can't do it. Like they can't rework it, right? So they gotta have to do it in the off season. They would have to revisit it in the off season. No, and if I'm Charlotte, whoever owns Charlotte, whoever's running Charlotte, I'm gonna want everything you gave me, every single thing. Right? Give me everything. I want Christie. Matter of fact, give me Vanderbilt. Because y'all love him so much. Give me Vanderbilt. I don't know how that works out because he gets so Mark Williams gets $6 million. His exercise was his option was exercised this year, right? So he is Hornets property. But if he don't want to come back, okay, all right, we'll start finding you whatever. We're not buying you out so you can just walk to the Lakers. No. We want everything that And again, I guess they would have to make sure he gets healthy. Yeah, he was last game he played was on the 5th, and then the trade broke. The trade broke not that long after that. The trade broke not that long after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played. So he played on the 5th. That's the game he had. What he had 6 points and 5 rebounds, right? Today was something. Oh, he had 23 and 14 and 20 and 15. They won't tell you that Anthony Davis himself had 43 and 25 on him, right?
Man, that was funny. Someone posted that. I like to cracked up when I saw that, man. All these past 7 years, man, it's so redundant, man. You would think fans would get tired of this stuff. And see, like I said, the thing is, the longer this dude is on the team, they've traded for 3 superstars in 6 years. Yep. 3 franchise players in 6 years, man. That's unprecedented. But then they'll
think about this, man. Think about this. Not only they traded a first-round pick to get these guys, they traded a first-round pick to get rid of these guys. They traded a first-round pick to get rid of D'Angelo Russell. Think about it. They traded a first-round pick to get rid of D'Angelo Russell.
Yep.
They traded a first-round pick to get rid of Anthony Davis. And then they tried to trade the last first-round pick they had to get rid of. I'm sorry. My mistake. They traded 2 second-round picks to get rid of Russell.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 second rounders to trade D-Lo.
Yeah, but remember they traded a first-round pick to get rid of Russell Westbrook to get D'Angelo Russell in the first place.
That's the 27th pick. That's the 27th first-round pick.
I want. See, one thing I want because one thing I know about the Lakers, I know their history. I remember they traded half their roster to get Kareem. They didn't trade any first-round draft picks. They didn't trade that pick that they had from New Orleans that wound up turning into Magic Johnson. They didn't trade that. So
that's what I'm saying. Like when they got Kareem, everybody had retired. West retired, Baylor retired, Chamberlain retired. So it was like a reboot. It was like starting all over again.
Yeah,
it wasn't like we winning now. That's why I said, man, these fans need to read up on the history of the franchise, man. They ain't never rolled like this. No,
they didn't roll like this. They didn't roll like this in the 90s. They didn't roll like this in the 2000s.
Nope.
Look, so they traded Shaq away to make Kobe happy, right? They got a lot of people will say they only got Odom, Brian Grant, and who was the other guy in that? It was Caron Butler.
Yeah, it was like,
and I don't know what they did with Brian. I don't know if they just let Brian Grant and them play out. Caron Butler was in the league for a little bit. He was in the league for a little bit. And eventually they got a lot of young players in there. And eventually they got Gasol, they got Trevor Ariza. I believe they got Ariza free agency, then they got Ron Artest free agency as well. Or they, I don't remember if they traded for Ariza. I know they got Artest free agency because Ariza went to the Rockets. Artest was on the Rockets. He came to the Lakers or whatever. But they have never done this. They have never just traded their future first round pick and the young talents they were developing to get a superstar. They've never done this. They've never done this. Now you can say, "Oh, they didn't give up that much for AD." I'm gonna stand up and say, I mean, for Luka, I'm gonna say they did. They gave up a lot. That first round pick is again. That first round pick, if this team is mediocre or this team doesn't make the playoffs in the post Braun era, that first round pick could be, top 5 lottery pick. It could, and depending on who's in that draft, again, he's probably in like the 10th, 11th, 10th or 9th grade right now. But it doesn't matter. If the point is, I think the point is when we talk about draft pick, because somebody hit me up. I mean, somebody I was talking about the thing about draft pick, and your man Robert too. I was telling him first round draft picks, yeah, they don't always hit. Well, number one, the Lakers do draft well. Whether they draft in the second round, whether they find a rookie free agent, whether they find, whatever they've always hit on these picks. So to just treat them like they're just bottle caps, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trading bottle caps, like they're trading coins. No, these guys turn into nice players. Again, I'm so happy to have Josh Hart. I'm sure there'll be nights when Milwaukee is happy to have Kyle Kuzma. Minnesota's probably missing Randall right now. Guy goes makes 3 All-Star teams. People treat him like he's trash. Look, again, 10 toes down over here. We do not. I'm not going to do that. Yes, these guys have flaws in their game. Role players are going to have flaws. Superstars are going to have flaws. How does Philly feel paying Paul George $50 million? He gets 2 points last night.
That's crazy.
I mean, come on. Going into the All-Star break, taking an L to Brooklyn, a team that's in a lottery.
Mm-hmm.
But this is how it goes, bro. So, again, we 10 toes down over here. We've been saying it for the longest. The Lakers are not since 2019, or 2018 specifically, have not been operating like the Lakers. They've been operating like a team that wants the headlines and not understanding that if you did basketball operations the way they've always done, they'd have the W's, and then the headlines would come from the W's. Instead, this is the feel good thing about Luka, because it's gonna come a time where this year, even Stephen A. Don't expect it. They're too small. They don't have enough big men. Wait a minute, that's not what your network was popping all this time. So you should have been 10 toes down, Stephen A. The Lakers are not. The Lakers, you should have been 10 toes down. The Lakers are not doing anything this year. They're not doing anything this year. I don't think they were doing anything this year with AD. I don't think they're doing anything this year with Luka. I mean, they could prove us wrong, but I don't see it. You can, like I said, we went through all the big men that they might have to see. And again, right. If they fall to the 6, right now Denver's in the 3. Who? Put it this way, bro. If you want to get to the second round, who do you want to see? Who would you, out of all the team in the East, who would you want to see just to make sure you get out the first round this year?
Are you talking about in the West or the East?
Yeah. In the first, basically, wherever you finish, like what team scares you the least?
Like I said, I believe in OK. See, let me put it this way: last year, in the first round, you had a young team in Minnesota going against Phoenix. I picked Minnesota. You had Denver going up against the Lakers in the first round. I picked Denver. The Clippers went up against Dallas in the first round. I picked Dallas. And ultimately, what it signals is, like, whoever the Philly went to the playoffs last year. Now, who are they playing in the first round?
They played the Knicks and lost.
That was y'all.
Yeah.
That was y'all. I picked the Knicks. So my thing is, man, I'm going to always gravitate to real teams, dog. And like I say, when you look at the player turnover that the Lakers have underwent since all this started, man. And all they got is 1 year out the deal in the most precarious situation imaginable, man. And then, like I say, you got fans that come at you, dog, because deep down, man, they know this whole situation, man, is whack. They know it is. The difference between a fan like myself and then people who, will I'm not going to even say they chose to support it. I'm going to say they was led to support it. The only difference is, man,
What's your term, bro? What's your term? The Joyriders.
Oh yeah, the joyride. They joyride. The only difference is I uphold the history of the franchise, and I'm always uphold the real players. I don't want to tune in and watch the Dallas Mavericks with Max Christie on the team, but I'm gonna do it. And when Milwaukee play, whenever they play again, when season resume next week, whoever they play, when the season start back, I'll be watching Cooling. All I'm doing is being a fan like I did in the 2000s, 90s, and 80s.
Listen,
Ain't no difference.
I tell you, bro, listen, I know Josh Hart was one of them throwaway picks, right? Late first round picks too.
Oh,
he is the heart and soul of Ross. He is the vocal leader. He is the guy. Like what he had 30 the other night against he had 30 or something against the other night against
was it Indiana?
Oh man. Last night again, last night was a barn burner. Played some good. I know he fouled Trae Young on that last play. That's what sent it to overtime. I guess you had to, because one thing I was kind of happy he fouled him, because one thing I did not want to see was Trae Young hit that three to win that game. So he fouled him. We should have got that rebound again. Josh Hart. And as far as my Knicks go, when we get Mitchell Robinson back, man, rebounding is. I think the rebounding battle is going to turn into a strength. Right now, it's a weakness, but with Josh Hart and Cat, Cat is like top 3 or top. I know he was first at one point, then he fell down a second, but he was like first or second in rebounding. But Josh Hart, bro, the best rebounder at his size
ever,
probably ever. Because I know Westbrook had the 3 straight triple double years, 4 or 5 years, but and I know Westbrook gets after it. Josh Hart is his timing and all that. I mean, he does a lot, bro. He does a lot. Westbrook is a defensive rebounder. Josh Hart gets rebounds on both sides. Josh Hart is a missile to the rock. Westbrook is a clear it out, sort of like LeBron. The team will clear out for him, and he'll get those low impact where you're not really jumping over a guy rebounders. Josh Hart will battle you for a rebounder. So I think, yeah, Josh Hart is, Fat Lever was a great one, rebounding guard. Jason Kidd was a hell of a rebounding guard. He's in that category when we talk about rebounds and intangibles and all that. So, look, we get Jordan Clarkson. He got kept out of Utah all those again, this is Jermaine's term, the young soldiers. The young soldiers are all over the place, bro.
All over the league,
what
man.
They'll do is tell you, now they've discarded AD, and they feel like, well, we turn AD into, no, you turn AD with Matt Christie and that first round draft pick unprotected into Luka. And Max Kleber, who was gonna get cut.
They never saw in a million years that Luka Doncic would be traded to the Lakers. Nobody saw that coming. So to sit there and try to justify that and say we didn't flip this for that. But then they said AD was gonna be a future and retire as a Laker and would take over. LeBron would hand over the keys, as he get older. It always sounds good until this stuff put in motion. I don't believe in it. I've never believed in this situation since all this started.
Well, interested to know, shout out to Crocino for Life. I saw on his channel 3 years ago, he had the Lakers are trying to get Luka post. Now I didn't hear what he said in that. I don't know if I probably was following him, but I didn't even know he did sports about 3 years ago or whatever. I think so. I think I did. I think I was following a couple of his lives or whatever. But he did have a post about them going to get Luka. That was 3 years ago. So I don't know exactly what, but I mean, yeah, no one saw this coming right off the bat, right? They probably thought maybe they could get him when it's walkie or something like that, or whatever. Do a sign and trade or whatever. But I don't think nobody thought coming into this season. You're right about that. Nobody thought
And
coming
like
to
I
this
said, I'm a
season that
Luka
AD
fan.
was
I
going to
like
trade for
Luka.
him.
I like Luka, man. But my thing is, and I know most fans ain't gonna understand this, man. If they would have just continued building what they had and bring in the right star players, the final piece to the puzzle, they would have to be making all these moves and they'd be winning more games, dog.
Yeah.
And they could
So
have won a championship on their own.
yeah. I mean, you're talking about
But they don't they don't
dynasty
believe
level
it.
talent. You're
They don't
talking
believe
about
it.
if you kept the young soldiers, Alex Caruso again. That's another one. If you kept the young soldiers with a so-called superstar, like I said, I could theorize whether it would have been LeBron and he would have been more patient, or I could theorize whether it would have been a Kawhi or whatever other superstar y'all could have attracted to come play the Lakers. You talking about a dynasty level player, a dynasty level team,
Yeah, somebody would have came.
because
Somebody would
yeah,
have signed because they were like, damn, they
yeah,
got all this
because you
young
would have
talent
traded.
here.
You would have even if you couldn't keep Randall. Randall was going to eventually command more money than you could keep under the luxury tax and all that. And if Ingram, you would have traded them off for something else. You would have traded them off for future first round picks down the line. You would have traded them off. Instead, you traded it all. You let Randall walk for nothing. You let Zubac walk. You traded Zubac for nothing. You traded Jordan Clarkson to get. I mean, traded Jordan Clarkson to get the cap space to get LeBron in the first place, right? Everybody else,
You let
all the
Thomas
other young
Bryant
soldiers,
walk.
you traded for AD. Remember, the theory is that AD would have came as a free agent. Like he was going to opt out his last year with New Orleans. New Orleans was playing him. They weren't even playing him in second halves, right? They won play. He would not play a second half. Then he wouldn't play back to back. Like he wouldn't play 2 games in a row, even if there wasn't a back to back. Like that's how it was that last year in New Orleans. And that's what ironically, that's what Julius Randle got his numbers up so he could get the contract he got from the Knicks. But again, when we talk about these young talent, again, I'm gonna wrap this up. And we're gonna go to this because it's gonna segue perfectly into what a superstar help. My thing is, what you're gonna have when LeBron finally leaves the Lakers is Luka and a bunch of scrap pieces, because you
Pretty much.
gotta explain to me right from number one, most stars, co-stars, and stuff like that, they're gonna stay with their teams because they can get more money. Right? The cap is going up. Everybody's going to have money to spend. And the question is, why would they go to the Lakers? The Lakers are going to have a lot of money committed to certain guys. Why would you go to the Lakers to be with Luka's number 2? I mean, again, you're not going to have a major star around him. And then on top of that, you're not going to have the young, controllable pieces with the draft picks to keep around Luka and whatever co-star you might have. So, in a situation, you might be just changing supporting cast every year, which is, again, this is another thing that we've said. Why the Lakers have struggled in mediocrity after the bubble year and basically been out of the first round one time. They've been a playing team. Like, they haven't been a solid. This is the highest seed they've had this late in the season since the bubble year, right? They were the 4th, and now they're probably going to go into the All-Star break as the 5th seed. I don't remember them being a 5th seed after All-Star break since the bubble year, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the next part. What is superstar help? Like what qualifies? And this is the main. I think this is the main topic of the the show tonight. What is superstar help? Like we talk about this all the time, right? We've talked about it. You talk about LeBron's early years. You talk about the Jordan era. You talk about we go to the super team era, and many will feel like when the Celtics got KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen together. Like basically, Paul Pierce was already a Celtic. Antoine Walker was in pretty much in Dallas and Miami at that point. But remember, it was the early years. It was him and Antoine Walker. And then they wound up, Danny Ainge wound up pulling. He gave up a lot of assets now. They didn't let those 2 guys just walk there. They gave up a lot of assets to get Allen and KG. But, so that was then like, you're looking at it. People basically looking at it. this is how you build a championship team now. Forgetting that the Celtics themselves only won one championship out of that era, right? Kobe, again, this is a big debate, right? Kobe didn't have the help he needed, which is why the Lakers weren't as successful from 04 to 07, right? And then when he gets Pau Gasol, a one-time All-Star, they were able to win a championship. So the question is, what do we consider adequate superstar help? Like, because now this is the thing. Luka's going to go into this era, and I'll ask this question too. Is LeBron Luka's help, or is Luka LeBron's help at this point? What would you think?
Well, first, getting back to the Boston team, if you go back, and pull back that page there, number one, the Celtics hadn't even been to the playoffs in like 3 consecutive years.
Yep.
They early 2000s, they went to the conference finals. That's when they had like Walter McCartney and Antoine Walker, people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Paul Pierce was in his prime, and they was afraid that he may, leave and sign elsewhere. So when they traded for KG was entering his 13th year. He was on a bad team. Ray Allen entered his 11th year. He was on a bad team. Both those guys were on the other side of 30 and was past their prime. So when they were traded to Boston, now you knew, okay, it was a big three in a sense that, we've seen a lot of teams that feature a big three, meaning them your 3 primary scorers. That don't mean they was a super team though. And see, like you said, they won 1 championship. And the year that they won it in 08, nobody on the team averaged 20 points a game. And they struggled all postseason long. They lost like 10 postseason games. That was not a super team. So to me, when you look back at it, okay, like you asked about Luka. Well, to me, Luka is the better player because he's the reigning scoring champion. He averaged 34. LeBron has never averaged. Now I know he got the 1 scoring title back around. I think that was like 08 when he averaged like 30 a game on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Luka averaged 34. He got the second highest point per game average in postseason history. One of only 2 players that averaged 30 points in the postseason or more, and we know who the other guy is.
Mm-hmm.
He averages more assists and rebounds. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's like it was almost like he was pulled from his franchise to bring to the Lakers. Now they'll say for the future, and I get that, but the problem is they still got the other guy on the team. So I'm more prone to believe it's a 50-50 thing as to why they brought Luka here. Because they felt AD was getting older. Remember, he was he turned 32 this year, and the attrition starts to kick in. So he became expendable. You see, it's no loyalty that's going on right now.
Right.
You bring in this guy, he don't work out. Okay, we're gonna ship him out of here. We're gonna bring in another guy. We're gonna bring in more guy. We're gonna bring in more guys. And there ain't no way to run no team, man. So at the end of the day, I say Luka is the primary player, but they're gonna try to position it another way.
Yeah. I mean, the media's gonna act like this is still LeBron. See, I said this on many. I said, listen, AD has been the MVP of the Lakers for at least 5 of the 6 years. And in 1 year, you could say he wasn't MVP. Was that year he missed 36? He only played I think he missed 36 games, or he played only 46 games, something like that. I think that was in 1 year, and not because he was hurt. And because he was hurt, the team was garbage. Like team, I think that was the year they missed the playoffs, right? You had LeBron, a big part of that year. You had LeBron playing center, and then AD came back at the end, and then they were so far out of it, everybody just except for Westbrook. I remember our conversations, bro. I was everything I predict. I said Westbrook is the only guy that's going to be trying at the end. He's gonna play the most games out of the big 3. AD was probably gonna miss a lot again. I didn't expect him to get. I wasn't rooting for him to get hurt, but I expected him to get hurt because I think that was the first year he went to full-time center too. I know they had Howard on the team, but they wound up Howard was on the team. They wound up cutting DeAndre Jordan. Remember they had DeAndre Jordan and Howard.
That's where they had the all decade squad. And,
Yeah, the whole,
Sidney
6 future
Perkins
Hall of
like it.
Famers. You
Yeah.
got the 6 future Hall of Famers. And again, we talk about what help is, right? But then, of course, once that team was dirt, well, Westbrook ain't his prime no more. Despite coming off a 22-12-12 season, right? The man averaged 22-12-12 the previous season, and he did that in a very if anybody remember that season after the COVID, after the bubble, it was a 72 game season. The season was already compressed because of the how late they started and they wanted So you had a lot, and then actually 22-23 they had a shorter off season, right? So the idea, so they basically said, again, Westbrook averaged 18, 7, and 7. Not good for his standards while he was still starting, but you give me a guy that's averaging 18, 7, and 7, and I can do something with it. He turns the ball over. So does LeBron. So again, we talk about superstar help, right? Michael and Scotty, Horace Grant, Scotty, Kukoc and Robin, right? That's people will make it like that's great, but then you'll talk about LeBron's early days in Cleveland. You'll talk about what Kobe had in the post, after Shaq was traded. You'll talk about there's a lot of examples we can go to where people say this is adequate help and people say that's not adequate help. But look, to me, what adequate, like I'm looking at OKC. So right now, the band is back together, right? I'm looking at, you got Jalen Williams, SGA, Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren. Was that Isaiah Joe on the court with him?
Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams.
Yeah, you also got Aaron Wiggins. Got a host of that without. Oh, Lou Dort. That's Lou Dort on the court. So right now, the 5 on the court is Williams, SGA. Is that they're closing out they're in the beginning of the third quarter. So Chet, Hartenstein, Williams, Dort for defense at the shooting guard, and he has adequate help. You cannot, whatever happens, no one can say that SGA doesn't have help. And without there being another household name, and then SGA just becoming a household name himself, right? I don't want to make All-Star, because we did All-Star show. We did All-Star show already last week. You know what? I'm looking at, he might be my pick to get All-Star Game MVP. And he is my pick to win the MVP this year. Right? So, look, what happens in the playoffs, you cannot say he does not have help. I would, if the narrative came that SGA doesn't have help because they got knocked out in the conference finals or something, I'm not buying that. That's a team. That's 5 guys. Like Chet Holmgren is not necessarily a Shaq or nothing, but Chet Holmgren is a hell of a talented player. The biggest signing in the offseason was Hartenstein, right? You got a good defensive roster. That's help. Yep. We sit there and talk about guys again. This whole time, AD was an adequate help for LeBron. No. My feeling was AD was the MVP, and LeBron, with his lack of defense, was not adequate help. I'm gonna say it again. AD was the MVP, and LeBron, with his lack of commitment on defense, was not adequate help. Because while he'll go out there and get his, after the Lakers get beat by 30 many of these games, he'll stay on the court in the fourth quarter to say he can get to his 20 points, and you can say, well, I did my job. What happened to everybody else? No. The game plan, look, the coaching, we done did 4 coaches in 7 years with the Lakers, right?
Yep.
Obviously they're trying to act like JJ Redick is doing his thing, right? JJ Redick, the Lakers won 10 out of 9 out of 10 games or something like that. What happened last night? Or are you telling me the team was just trying to get out of there for All-Star break?
They've had, see, the thing about it, man, when you look at the schedule, they played a lot of lackluster teams, and they played a lot of home games. Now was kept the team afloat this year prior to that trade. It was the production of the young. It was the Austin Reeves, Max Christie, and Dalton Connect. That's what was keeping the team afloat. When Jackson Hayes was out, when Vanderbilt was out, you know what I'm saying? I think Rui was out for a couple games. That's what's keeping the team afloat. And that's why I say the importance of young talent, which they had. Think about it. They done got rid of like 18 drafted players, man. 18. But they
It's
gonna sit
wild.
here and get mad at the
It's
brother for
wild.
calling it out. 18. Scottie Pippen Jr., Max Christie. Well, you may well say Dalton Connect was traded. It's just they rescinded the trade. And then the original young core that ran 14 deep. Then you start talking about people like Taylor Horton Tucker, which I never really considered him part of the young core, but nonetheless, they spoke real high of him. They thought he was
They
gonna be
spoke
like a
highly of him,
cornerstone.
and then they just traded him as
They
soon as they
traded him
could.
on the
Right?
humble.
We went on the Westbrook deal, I believe.
And they traded him and Stanley Johnson to bring in Pat Beverly, who was gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who was gone by a trade deadline. He ain't last 6 months. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you, man, it's bonkers, dog. It's bonkers.
Look. I know this is the high turnover era, right? Rosters turnover a lot, but I mean the Lakers. It was crazy is y'all had Cam Reddish for a couple of seasons. Guys were telling me, I had just traded, mind you, right? What a trade for me, right? Cam Reddish in that first round draft pick was wound up being like the 29th pick or something like that for Josh Hart. That the Knicks, look, it's times when the Knicks made a lot of bonehead trades and bonehead draft picks, but I think from there. The Jalen Brunson signing, which everybody killed it. Even I know people even question why are you giving up a first round pick for Josh Hart. I know. Look, Cam Reddish was just. I said Cam Reddish. Oh, listen, man. I shouldn't. Look. I love Duke. I love all my Duke alumni. But when a Duke alumni is trash, I'm gonna call it. Look, I'm not gonna call NBA players trash. I'm gonna try not to get in the habit of it. But we're talking prospectively. Like we know what Cam Reddish talent was. He was actually rated higher than Zion Williamson coming into Duke. I never saw it. I see the talent. I just don't see where he is as a player. It's almost like Andrew Wiggins. We were told Andrew Wiggins was the next everything. Next everything. Now, I see the talent. I see the athleticism. I just see the game, and I see the skill set. But this guy doesn't go hard. And if you're not going to go hard, and you just have talent, and you're not the fastest, the strongest, the quickest, you're basically going to be what Cam Reddish is. A guy that's holding on to the league for a few years because he has talent. Again, yeah. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on Cam Reddish, but these are again. People will look at a lot of the casual fans. They'll look at teams as one player, two player, like dynamic duos, and they do not consider the supporting cast. That's why you catch so much flack the way you go hard for the young core, because the young core, you see that. Like, look, the Lakers wouldn't have been Showtime without AC Green and Byron Scott. You had Magic, Worthy, Kareem, right?
Yep.
So you had Byron Scott, Kurt Rambis, AC Green, Mike Coop. Lakers, you take one or two guys out of that equation, and the Lakers are not going to have as much success as the Lakers have. This is what they don't get. They think they just think it's the Hall of Famers. They think it's the All Stars. They think it's the All NBA players. No, you need every part of the team. Again, you see me singing the praises of Josh Hart because the Knicks wouldn't be where we at. We traded for Josh Hart, went on a nine-game winning streak. We traded for OG Anunoby last year and went on a 9-game winning streak. When the Knicks signed Isaiah Hartenstein, who I'm looking at now, remember he was the second guy we picked. I was elated. I was a big fan of Isaiah Hartenstein. Big fan. Because I saw when he's halfway athletic. He has ball skills. He has passing skills. He can hit a knockdown 18, 20 footer. He can hit a three if you set him up.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, again, he's limited, right? You don't want him guarding the MBs of the world. But if he's your center, you can do a lot worse. And so OKC paid him the $31 million a year, and there he is. And their record with him in the lineup is unbelievable. So, again, what is superstar help? Again, the Knicks are like 53-19 when OG Anunoby plays since we made the trade. That's, sometimes a role player, the guy that you don't think, a guy that does the little things, the lockdown defense. Hold on, somebody pulled up. Oh, CW's in here. Hello? Okay, hold on. But yeah, these superstar, sometimes it's these guys that you don't think are the everyday names. They will make a world of difference when we talk about championships. So again, I mean, look, if you're going to tell me Rob Pelinka is going to be the GM in the post-LeBron era too, he's going to outlast LeBron.
Shit, he deserves.
Who's he bringing?
He deserves a statue. All these trades he's been led to do.
Hey Ray, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all feeling, man?
We good. We good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you're here, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. I got sidewinded, man, but I'm in the building, man. How y'all doing, man? I see y'all.
What's up, man?
Y'all in rare form right now,
bro. Yes, this is every time we get to talking, man. Every time we get to talking, I told him, bro. I said, listen, our phone conversations is good content right there, bro. So we talk about the game, man. We break it down deep. We break it down deep, bro. But again, I feel your pain, man. We some old heads in here talking about the game. We see these young guys. We see these guys all over Facebook and all of these groups talk about, they say the most boneheaded stuff, bro. And we gotta sit there and talk. I was like, no, I'm over that, man. I'm over arguing with these cats because they don't really understand the game like we do.
Right. Well, the thing is, everybody is so accepting of what's put in front of them that and they want you to forget history. They want you to go with whatever's going on right now. But when you do that, it takes away from the fabric of whatever it is. Like the game was built on inside out basketball. And today you don't have power forwards. You got a bunch of spaced out fours and fives. And the game is really dying to go back to that. Mm-hmm. And if it did, you would see the game thrive because you had the athletic attack. Now, on the plus side, you had the athletic ability of these cats. But if they would allow the game to come to them, like let's look at Edwards. 17 threes last night.
That's
why?
Crazy,
why? Why? You got all that ability and talent. If you let the game come to you, you can pick your spots. You can get to your sweet spots. You can draw fouls. You can play off the ball, get the ball back. You can incorporate your teammates better if you allow the game to come to you. If they use Julius Randle better, because he's a guy that you can play inside out basketball with. He's a willing passer when need be. So but they don't have the right mentality for him to succeed there. So that's why they struggle.
Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Okay, so last night was one of the best games of the season. I think anybody like the Knicks and the Hawks. I guess when the Knicks and the Hawks play, no matter what happened, it's a barn burner. So the Knicks kind of fumbled the bag at the end. But in the overtime, just how you said how everybody goes outside to the three. Your boy Niang got a chance to win the game. They were down one.
Right.
And what did he do? He popped out for the 3-point because just by instinct, that's what they do. Now, he turned a 22-foot corner shot that he short-armed and missed.
Right.
But he didn't understand it. if I stay here at 19, I probably have a better chance of hitting that shot. If I take this shot from 18, 19 foot, all I need is one. I went on a certain podcast, that love that king, and I made the point.
Oh man, it's funny.
I made the point. Fred VanVleet a few weeks ago against Memphis took 2 threes. He was up by 1, and he was down by 1, and he took 2 threes over Jared Jackson Jr.
Yep.
Break them both.
Yep.
Again, the certain podcast that wanted to say, "Oh well, he's 30 something foot. He is 35% from 30 and up, from 25 and out, or 30 and out."
That was a flex.
Yeah,
like 35% is
why
like
are you
that's,
taking 35-footer over 7-footer when you're down by 1?
it's like they don't have any situational basketball
Thank you.
IQ, man. It's weird.
And this is why, bro. This is why the teams who actually do shoot the mid range at a good clip win the championships lately. They're the real contenders. See, this is okay. Boston. I see what Boston does. They have lineups where 5 guys can hit the 3, so they spread you out. Therefore, if a 3-point shot don't present itself, then you got good one-on-one drivers. Now, that's working in the regular season when teams see you without an advanced scouting report. Is that going to work in the playoffs when you're going to have a chance to, Boston might come out and smack you in the mouth in game 1, but game 2 they're going to watch the film and find a way to put an end to that. Because if the 3 is off, then they're going to get blown out in that game 2, and then they go home. You better win one. That's going to be Boston's Achilles. Now, listen, Boston plays good enough defense. This Saturday we had Cornette looking like Mutombo out there. Oh my God. Okay, I love Chad Holmgren. Bro, he needed in the weight room. I'm looking at the OKC game like he had a couple of putbacks, but you could just see where his strength level. He was. Is that on Alexander Walker? Yeah, Alexander Walker was muscling him, but. But Holmgren is, if anything, defensively and that lob threat, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. But he has to hit the weight room, bro.
He's able to get away with that in this era because nobody's taking advantage of size. Nobody's putting bruisers out there. Like if you look at Detroit. They got what's my guy name? Number 28. People don't like banging with him when they play.
Oh, you talking about Durant?
No, not neither one of them. Durant is tough too, but 28, man, the one that got into it. LeBron cut his eye.
That's Stewart.
That's Stewart. Stewart. Yeah, I didn't hear you say his name. Yeah. See, they don't like playing against Stewart, man. If you watch certain teams, man, the players almost avoid him because he out there throwing bows, he moving people. And when you get all you really got to do, man, if you got 1 or 2 of them kind of guys on your team, and you got a team that can coexist, I mean, they don't have to have, because you don't got to have 5 scorers on the floor. See, that's the problem too. You think everybody don't have to score?
Yep.
Who's gonna do the X amount of dirty work?
Did you hear me singing the praises of Josh Hart?
Right, man. Listen here, Josh Hart created himself a lane in this game, and you're gonna see a bunch of copycat players coming behind him.
Yep.
For what he's doing.
You're gonna need a Josh Hart.
Yep.
Everybody's
gonna need a Josh Hart.
Isaiah Joe, these guys. Again, these are the guys that you talk to these casual fans they know nothing about, but they don't understand that could be the difference between your team winning a championship and your team going out in the second round. Again, right. Max Christie. The Lakers are going to miss Max Christie. The Mavericks are going to be happy they have Max Christie. Whenever AD do get back, you got a chance for them to do something. You got a chance for them to do something. Let me tell you something. Going into the All-Star break, if Dallas got Luka back with this minutes limit stuff, were they going to win more games? No. Dallas needs to win more games, but Dallas then needs a defensive mindset in the playoffs. Because,
Mhm.
look, AD is going to score you some 25, 20. And if he's motivated and doesn't get hurt again, if he's motivated like he was in that debut with Dallas, and he doesn't get hurt again, he's going to be a monster. He's going to be a monster.
They could be a
Meanwhile,
tough out. They could be a tough out.
yes, I wouldn't want to see him. If I'm OKC and I lost to them last year, I don't want to see them with AD, because you getting points, and now you seeing something you didn't see. An elite between him and Gafford, and two elite backline defenders.
Yes. Yep. And they're live catching finishers around the rim that and with AD, man, he can hit free throws. He can step out and hit a shot. He also could hit Gafford himself, with a pass,
With a lob,
So,
he's the lob. Because when people forget, AD came up in Chicago as a Chicago guard, and he had the late growth spurt, 8 inches, like his senior year. Next thing you know, he's an elite 5'4" prospect for Calipari.
Yep, with the skill set, with the guard skill set. Yep. So it's gonna be interesting. I tell you what too. Jason Kidd is really the perfect coach to work with them, because he
loves Luka. I know he loved Luka. Again, the city of Dallas loved Luka and all that. Listen. If you want to win championships, and I'm a Knicks fan, star for a championship.
Right.
This is business. Ain't no friends here. Ain't no like if it get to the point where Brunson, we gonna have to move on from Brunson, and we might get an upgrade or something.
I was getting to that. Hey, I was gonna get to that, but go ahead. Go ahead, keep cooking.
No, I love Brunson, but there's a few things that he does. Now look, he made those 2 shots last night.
Yep.
Big time, clutch. But Brunson also kind of put us in that hole.
No question.
Short on alligator passes. You had Karl-Anthony Towns, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do understand his talent. Karl-Anthony Towns was cooking the what's that kid, the gay kid, and I'm not talking about the rainbow gay. I'm talking his last name was Gay. I don't even know. I've never seen it. I didn't even see him in the game last night, because by the time I turned the game on, it was like the last fourth quarter, and there was a combo in the game. But he was cooking to both of them, and Brunson was looking him off a little too much. And I know Brunson wound up with his 36, but Karl-Anthony Towns should have had 50, damn near 60. The way he was cooking.
The thing. And that's the thing right there about Brunson, man. Brunson, he like you said, he's a gift and a curse, because he gets enamored with him being able to, get to his spots.
Cook people. Yeah.
You want to get to his spots, get to his spot. And he do that at the detriment of the team a lot of times.
Yeah. You gotta learn when he has to be the scorer, which he cooks a lot of people. But then he also, his first job is to be the point guard. You gotta make sure that you see Cat cooking, keep feeding him. Again, it's real simple. Feed the beast. We do this too. Do this too. Remember it was many times. It was like a year and a half. I don't remember where AD and LeBron had 30 in the same game. But meanwhile, they were both averaging over 27. Like that mathematically don't even seem possible, right?
Right.
How you got 2 27-point scorers, but neither one of them can get 30 in the same night? Now, Brunson won. Again, it was a game where the final score was 149 to 148. But Brunson had 36 and Cat had his 42. But again, Cat had 40. He had like 39 at the end of the third quarter. So it's like, you got a little too happy. But again, that's my thing. I love Brunson. But if it's going to be two things. We're going to have to bring in another point guard to help him run the show, because I saw that point where Campaign came in last night, and they were both of them on the court. We were running better offense. You understand what I'm saying? So we're either going to do that, or we're going to upgrade him.
Do you think that? Because see, what I think y'all problem is Tibbs. Tibbs fall in love with certain players, man. He did it with Jimmy Butler.
Does. And he don't. And you know what it is? He don't. the disciplinary. He disciplines the guy. He won't discipline his top two, but he'll discipline the guy from.
Oh,
He'll discipline like the third or fourth player and on
the
down.
Taj Gibsons, and he goes after them. But his mainstays, he'll keep them out there for 45 minutes.
Yep.
Good, bad, or ugly.
Yep. And it's like I'm not mad at that, right? You ride your horses, but when they do wrong, when they do foul, when Carl Anthony Towns is playing a little, and I will say Carl Anthony Towns did play a little soft late down the stretch. He looked tired. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's something you need to know. Okay, if he's looking tired, we'll sub him out for a minute, give him a breather, then bring him in when it's time. We got bigs in that rotation. Bring out her 40 or something. Give him like 3-4 minutes. That's my problem with Tibbs as well. I don't believe he runs people into the ground. See, that's people keep saying that, and that's one thing I hate, because players will hear that shit and then say, "Oh, I ain't coming to play for Tibbs because he runs me into the ground." No. What I believe is, I think he makes players, because one thing, you only get basketball shape by playing basketball. So I don't believe in that bullshit about playing too much minutes. Go back and look at the minutes played when Kobe won the championships. 42, 41, 40, 30. So if you're going to tell me Jalen Brunson and Carter Town playing 35 minutes is a problem, well, Kobe played for, matter of fact, out of his 7 finals run, the least minutes he played was 39.
Right.
So, and
he played both ends of the floor.
Yeah. So, and again, I get not everybody is those type of athletes, but the idea of you playing too many minutes being a problem. Nah, listen, most of those stars play 40 minutes. They would get 2 little 4-minute breaks on the bench most nights. Yeah. And if you were, in a blowout, all right, that's your rest. Blow the team out, then you can rest.
There you go.
Then, I don't want to hear it. So when people hear that shit, what I believe is Tibbs gets too predictable with his rotation.
There we go. And so what he is he's his version of Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, him and Doc Rivers and all of them came from Raleigh. And again, I think all of them came from the Raleigh, Van Gundy, Doc, all those guys play, that basically with the Knicks.
Yep.
That's where all that coaching style came from. So they all got their thing from Raleigh, and Raleigh's old school. So Raleigh was, with the Lakers, he was Showtime. With the Knicks, he was grinded out. So Raleigh is one of those coaches. You can say I always felt he was better than Phil because he could play different styles and he could coach different styles and win.
Yeah.
So he changed it up based on his personnel.
Right. He was able to really, if you think about it, he was able to get more out of more players per se.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He could reach down and get the 7th man to, elevate himself.
Question. How do y'all feel he handled the Jimmy situation? Because that was something I was making some posts on as well.
He had to do it. He had to do it. Jimmy Butler has gotten away with a lot over the course of time.
A lot of shit, yeah. And Riley is one of them guys that say, I don't, you play empowerment. Nah, bro, I run this show. There's no one play. How do you feel, man? How do you feel Riley handled that, and what he got out of it?
No. T is right, man. At some point, you just have to cut your losses, man. Move forward. They probably went as far as. I mean, he led them to the finals twice. I mean, and he's older too, so you have to. I guess you just have to do what you gotta do in that situation.
Yeah. So it's the thing. It's like I'm not gonna pay you $60 million to no. That's what we appreciate what you did for us in these few years, Jimmy. But you are not bigger than the team.
No,
you are not bigger than the team.
And my thing with that is, where do you come off with the attitude? Like it really kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like why? You had these past couple years. It's been like you kind of regress, physically and your production, and all of a sudden now you got this attitude, like it's gonna be this way or that way. But you can't do that, and it's like to me, really he really wanted out of there. For him to do that, because you know how Riley is. Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Riley ain't gonna give it to you. Nah, this is about. Listen, I can make another you. That's what I can make another hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
I mean, he's done it with much better, bigger personalities.
Yes. And again, you know, one of the reasons he left LeBron left Miami is Riley was like, hold on, we want to have you back. But this idea that you gonna run all this nonsense and your mom gets to promote in the arena and all this other nonsense. No, we don't do it like that here, bro. Like, we appreciate.
He did what Jeannie Buss them refused to do.
Exactly.
You know, and they're respectable franchise because of that.
Yeah.
You know, not a Lakers.
They don't have the championships, outside, but they've been competitive. This, that, and the third. Again, they one player away. You know, who knows if Adebayo doesn't get hurt? You know, in that bubble. You know, who knows how that series ends up? I mean, I still think the Lakers win because they were so big.
Dragic was their best player during the postseason. He got hurt 30 seconds into the game one.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, that for those bron cards or bron sexuals that's watching, remember when y'all talk about finals competition, you beat up on an injured team, right? Y'all say that it's Showtime, that Magic and them was injured when Michael Jordan beat them, but you know, you beat up your last championship. You beat up an injured
Christie
team.
got 17 points with 4 minutes to go. I'm telling you, man, he a keeper, dog.
Yeah, he a baller. He a baller.
Yeah,
he a baller. You know how you know that, but you know how you know that he can play with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He can play with anybody, and he gonna play his game.
To bring the ball down the court. They trust him to bring the ball down the court.
Well, yeah, because he got handicapped where he was at. They limited him from being himself, and now you see what it is. Once he's able to be free and move accordingly, man, he contributes. So
you see how Christie is like he's the throw into the trade, but this reminds me of last year, right? When OG got hurt, guess who stepped up? It was Precious Achua. So he was a throw in, and he actually helped us keep afloat while OG was down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, during the regular season. During the regular season.
Yeah, because remember, we wound up getting the second seed from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know? So we had a lot of injuries. We had OG was down, then Randall got hurt with the what's the name? Undercut from Jaquez. Yeah.
Christie he just passed it. I'm telling you, man, now he dropping dimes, dog. I'm telling you. Look, I done said it a million times. If I had been GM, I'm just a fan, man. Number one, I'm not bringing LeBron James to this franchise. I'll step down from my job before I do that. Number two, I'm gonna instill all the confidence in their young core. Let them know you are our future, and we're gonna back y'all. And that's what them legendary Lakers should have did. That's what Worthy should have did. That's what Magic should have did. Kareem should have did. All of them should have had their back, but instead they went the total opposite direction.
Let me tell you something, man. That's a mistake. They were so desperate for relevancy in sports and love that they forgot what the Lakers' way was.
They forgot what it stood.
And if Dr. Buss was still alive, they would have told you.
They would have did it. Jerry West wouldn't have did it. I know Jerry West wouldn't have did it.
Yeah.
You know,
Jerry West was very vocal about it, but he wasn't working for the Lakers. So therefore he's like, well, okay, you know
who would have said something about
it? Knowing what happened.
Y'all know who would have said something about it? It's Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bean.
Oh, for sure.
He was passing the torch down. He was passing
Kobe definitely would have said his piece, and he would have said it to Pelinka, and he would have said it right on the Jeannie Buss. Because the direction this team was going, that's not Laker basketball. That franchise is not. That ain't the Lakers, man. I don't know what it is.
It's been hijacked.
But see, here's a 10 toes down take right here. Not all season, I said Minnesota's going to be fine. Minnesota is going to be fine. They up 18 on OKC. Now, y'all can sit there and tell me that OKC is just trying to get to the All-Star break. No, OKC was, 44-9 coming in?
No, Minnesota just got to – Ant-Man just got to play like he did last year. If he go back to what messed them up when they compare him to 88 Jordan. and he
Yep.
been off
Yep.
whack since. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
if he just go back to playing like he did last year, and then Randall once he come back, he do what he do. Minnesota, man, they can do something.
And they can actually defend. See, the thing about Minnesota, they can defend.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to, they ain't got to score 125 points a game every night. If
Yep.
they go out there and they hustle and defend, they could give a team like OKC problems in a series.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because see, OKC's, I don't want to call them front runners, but they damn near front runners. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got
What have
you.
they proven?
They
They
play
ain't proven
better
nothing
from in
yet.
front. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, they ain't proven nothing yet.
Well,
We
you
don't
gotta
know
go
what.
through the fire. You gotta go through the
Hey,
fire.
Well, yeah, that's the way I feel too. Oh damn, Chad Holmgren lost that ball out of bounds.
so
Like
so
He was
so
so
we
Kobe and
go.
Shaq
guilty.
went through the fire before
Let's
they
see
had
what.
to go through the fire.
Let's see what OKC can do if they get down 2-1. They down 2-1 on the road for game 4. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. Let's see. I ain't ready to crown them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What have they shown? You know, a
Fact.
team like Denver. Denver is a team I don't worry about. That's a team that I know, barring injury, they're gonna be around. But OKC, I got a lot of doubts about still.
Yo, if anybody watching want to pull up into the stream, we about to go to the next topic. It's a perfect segue. The next topic, and we're gonna talk about, because that's what we're kind of doing already, right? Let's kind of go around the league and at the All-Star break, kind of give our assessment on what we think certain teams are like. So, right, we start with OKC and Minnesota. Again, I said Minnesota. Yeah, it's been a little disappointing being they got to the conference finals and their record is about 6-7 games over 500. But I said they'd be fine. They're going to make the playoffs. Yeah, I think they're going to be a top 6. I actually think come to the second part of the season, they're going to overtake the Lakers in the standings. They're going to Dallas got a chance to overtake the Lakers in the standings as well. I think the schedule is going to get a lot harder. So I would give Minnesota a C, but I think they're looking good. Right now. They're up 18 on midway through the fourth quarter. Look, they're gonna win this game. We get a major collapse. They're gonna win this game, and it's gonna be a very impressive win.
Are they?
What do you guys think about Minnesota?
Hold on 1 second. I want to ask you this. How are they doing with Mike Conley? Is he playing? Because I ain't watched him. I ain't seen him this year.
He's
I know he was hurt
still in
for a
the
minute.
rotation, but they kind of phasing him out.
Okay.
As far as I've seen, I haven't seen. I've been more concentrating on this cast. I've been kind of watching this in the background, but he's still in the rotation. I think he gets his 15, 20 minutes about a night. Really, they got a lot of Ant-Man running the point. I see Ant-Man running the point a lot. They running with point forwards. Yeah. So I think Conley is there because he's a vet. Good for good to have in the locker room. Kind of good to have on the floor. I haven't seen much of Dillingham running. Actually, is that Dillingham on the court right now? Yeah, I think that is Dillingham. But Ant-Man is pretty much the main ball handler, the main shot creator right now.
Yeah,
when they get
that's what
Randall back, Randall creates offense as well.
Edwards, he got to be a better playmaker for other people. He got to be a better playmaker, and I say that because if you go back and if you can either just do it in your head or go back and watch that last series last year, they didn't respect him as a playmaker at all because they was like, dude, this dude want to get the ball, catch and shoot so bad, or run off a screen and catch it. He got to learn how to make the game easier for everybody else because it's going to make his job as the primary scorer easier to do. You know what I'm saying?
You know what they were doing? Before DiVincenzo got hurt, DiVincenzo was running point guard a lot. And he could kind of do it well.
Okay. Now that makes sense. That makes sense.
You're going to get about 5 or 6 assists out of Julius Randle. Even without Julius Randle, you got Naz Reid, who's a stretch 4. Yeah, I mean, is Rudy playing tonight? They're doing it with a lot of. I saw guards. Some of these guys. Again, I don't. You know what? One thing about me, I watch the team 2 or 3 times, and I kind of get my pick, my idea what a team is. I don't have to watch the team every night and understand how they play, because again, the game is so monotonous right now, right?
Yeah.
The only thing
They
the
don't.
only thing that really changes is the personnel, right? So like I'm watching Ant-Man. I mean AE, pretty much bring the ball up, initiate the offense a lot in this game. And again, they look defensively. They have not fallen off defensively. They've been the same defensive team they was last year, this year. So they
Right.
didn't fall off defensively at all.
Mm-hmm.
So look,
Well,
OKC has overachieved a lot. I like them. They got everybody in that team defense. You got to
Mhm.
give them an A, right, for where they played. They were the first seed last year, so it ain't like this is a big shot, right?
No, not at all.
So what do y'all got to think about? Okay, yeah, I know you said they pretty much front runners, and I agree. We're treating them like they've done something. Now I like them against teams like the Lakers. I actually like them. They
Yeah,
should be the favorites
but
going into the
but
playoffs,
but this is my
but they're
thing.
beatable.
They're beatable, but they're better. They ain't gonna lose to a team that they're better than. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They're not gonna
Right.
lose
Yeah,
to a Lakers in a series. They ain't gonna lose to a
See, I think they'll beat both LA teams.
they'll be both LA teams, but I'm gonna tell you, a team like Minnesota will get them
or
trouble.
Dallas. What about Dallas?
Dallas and
Yeah, yeah.
Dallas
Denver.
beat
I
them
think
last year.
and Denver.
Denver too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the
But
two. Those are the three. How y'all feel about Memphis?
Oh,
oh
I
yeah,
like Memphis team,
See, I
man.
like Memphis too. But you know what the conundrum is with them? They play better without Ja Morant, man. Why people ain't talking about that?
Whoa, boy. Yeah,
Yeah, because he ain't all the way back like he was,
you're right.
before all the trouble started.
And,
Chris
and bro,
just hit a pull up.
and Jermaine, think about it. This ain't just this year. This has been going on for years. This has been going on for about
That's
3
true.
years. But they've
You know
been
what I
playing better.
feel though? You know what I feel? I mean, I feel
Yeah,
they
Devin
got a lot.
Bain,
Look, Scottie Pippen
and
Jr. When Scottie Pippen Jr.
Scottie
runs
Pippen
that
Jr. been
offense,
holding
they
it
look
down.
pretty good. Look, there's another young. See, look, there's the old young soldiers and there's the new young soldiers.
Yeah, yeah,
They
right.
let Scottie Pippen Jr. walk out the door,
He didn't
and
even get a
you got
chance.
Bronny J. Allen.
They
We ain't gonna
waived
get
him.
into that much.
They waived him
Y'all let
to bring
the
in
real.
Dinwiddie off the buyout market, and Dinwiddie he back in Dallas.
Back in
It's
Dallas,
Uh-huh.
where
It's
he
insanity.
happy at and getting a chance to play his game.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, if it was me, fellas, I'm building that young core. I'm gonna turn him into a machine, and then your Max Christie's, your Dalton Connects, your Austin Reeves and Scottie Pippen Juniors, people like that. That's your reinforcements, dog, just to keep the thing going. And you only really need one free agent superstar. You ain't got to go to LeBron route because you're gonna lose more than you win anyway.
True.
No doubt.
You're
And
gonna
That's
lose
true.
more than you win.
that cat out the G League that they waived, man, that should be on the roster.
Oh,
He'd have been another one.
Oliveri, Quincy
man.
Oliveri.
Yeah. See, now a real coach, he would have never let that happen.
Yeah.
He would have said, look here, y'all gonna find him a spot. If y'all want to keep making Wish Bronny on the roster, y'all gonna have to make a spot for this dude too. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you develop them guys and you let them rock out because down the line you're gonna need them.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of energy, man, that young energy, and they all feed off each other, man, that could be something special. You know what I'm saying?
Then he want to play for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it make it easier. It make your job as a coach easier. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody buying in. Next thing you know, you pick up a free agent here or there. You got a contender.
They don't get it. This is the next thing I like to rail against, man. These guys, the casual fans, the fans we got to school. Y'all think everything is thrown in a microwave, bro. But remember the analogy I give you, man. A lot of Laker fans, they sit down when the meal is cooked. They not in the kitchen when it's preparing, so they can't understand it. They cannot understand how you cook up a championship roster. They cannot understand how you cook up, and they'll say, "Oh, you a Knicks fan? What do you know?" Nigga, I know the game. The Knicks ain't the only team I watch or root for. I've seen championship teams built other places. I understand it. That's the thing. A lot of these guys, again, they just know who they like, right? And you're not even a real Lakers fan, because again, all these guys that talk shit to me, bro. Where were you when it was motherfucking Tariq Black and fucking Kendall Marshall? Where were
and
y'all?
Oh man,
Robert
that's pretty black.
Sacre. Where was you at when
Robert
Robert Sacre
Sacre.
and Xavier Henry
Remember that game?
was
Yeah.
Remember that one game playing Cleveland, I think, and Robert Sacre was taking a nap on the bench. That shit
yeah,
was crazy, dog.
yeah.
I invited your boy, but Robert Cross, he ain't even get back to me. He'll talk shit to me. He'll talk shit to me when the Lakers get some upset win against Boston and acting like that shit mattered. Like Boston wasn't tired at the end of a goddamn road trip, you know. But he
Yeah.
won't pull up. He won't pull up when they take a loss to Utah. He won't say shit. See, I tell people, man, I don't go too high. I don't go too low. I always see the big picture.
It's a
But
long season.
that nigga, like he swear to us he was an NBA enthusiast all them years. Ain't nobody remember that dude.
Well, them kind of fans is front runner fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
They
course.
only there when the getting is good. But see, the NBA it's a long season. You're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna surprise teams, and then you're gonna look like shit on another night.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is, what kind of identity do you have as a team, right? And when you constantly running players in and out of town, what kind of identity do you have? Okay, let me ask y'all this. What identity do that team have right now? They just went and got the European LeBron. What is their identity?
I'll say this. They, what they'll got two guys that don't play defense as their stars. And then they'll rely on guys like Reeves and Hachimura. And I guess Vando's back, right? And then Gabe Vincent. So they rely on these younger legs to kind of carry the load on that. But again, you don't have a perimeter stopper. You got like Austin Reeves against elite guard. Could you imagine Austin Reeves chasing down De'Aaron Fox in a 7-game series?
Bro, I'll tell you.
Can you imagine him chasing down Jalen Green in a 7-game series?
He would lose a lot of money on the on that next contract.
His next contract, right?
No question about it.
He can drop 45 against Utah.
Yeah. So you say that, and I say this: whoever constructing the team, you got deficits. You got all these dudes that's shooters, that's slashers, that's whatever, but they don't play the other side of the ball. Like, when are you going to address that part of the game? And then now the narrative is, they don't got a lot of size. Y'all didn't have a lot of size.
Yeah, that's what Stephen A said. They ain't got a lot of size. I mean, Alex Leonard 7'1", right?
Yeah.
Then y'all sign Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Then y'all sign. I mean, bro, I'm looking at these groups, bro. Lakers in 4. What's your boy Mark Gunnels? Scary. They work for FS1. Scary hours.
I don't see it.
Scary hours.
Matt Christie, 19-5-5. 19-5-5. You coming along, dog.
How many minutes did he play tonight?
He played he started tonight, so he probably played about at least 36.
Oh, okay. See, and he need to get run. He need to play at least 20. He one of them dudes need to play like 25 minutes a game.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it when you.
I think when they make a strength, when they have full strength, they'll play him accordingly. You know,
right?
He coming along real good, man.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the East. All right, so we know the big three. We know the 3 teams in the East that could possibly get out the East, right? A lot of people don't like the Knicks. When we get Mitchell Robinson back, first of all, we are elite offensively. Like, you can't, the numbers are just there, right? We dropped 149. I know it was an overtime game. I know it's the damn Hawks. But we dropped 143 on the Memphis a couple weeks ago. And Memphis is one of the best defensive teams in the league. We dropped 143 on the Kings. We done owned the, look, so I get we struggle with Boston at this point. Listen, Boston played their A game and we this first time we played in the first game of the season, we shot 55%, but they was making every 3 that goes in. I got my theories on how them damn threes be going in like that, but that's another story. I agree with Sino, there's a magnet ball. Because ain't no fucking way LeBron James became a 41% 3-point shooter, better than Steph Curry at this goddamn age. When I don't, all I see him do is pull up and flick. Like I don't see no type of stance. Look, that's another story.
Wide open
So
three.
outside of the big three, right? Cleveland, Boston, and New York. Who do you think will make noise? Can you give me a fourth team?
Well, you wanna say the Bucks, but I have no faith in Doc Rivers and anything he touched.
I feel you.
Period. Because you know what? You got a situation where Dame Lillard is Dame Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you have? Okay, what do you have in that front court that can let's go when he ain't hitting threes? What good is Dame Lillard?
Nothing. I did not realize this nigga was Steve Nash on defense, bro.
Man,
I didn't realize it.
I did. You know when I did though? I did that when they got swept 4-0 against the Warriors. What was that, 2019?
In the Western Conference Finals?
That's when I
all
knew.
That narrative is Dame. Remember, let's go back to the other. He ain't have no help. Well, listen, if you're not playing no goddamn defense, I mean,
they ain't got no help.
Ain't got no help.
Right. They ain't got the help. They the ones ain't got the help.
And now he's and basically you bamboozled the Milwaukee ownership into giving up an elite two-way player in or not elite two-way player, but a great two-way player in Holiday.
Yeah. And
your ass, again, I don't like the way he runs point. I don't like the way he, I don't think he should be an all-star this year, frankly. There's a couple of guys on there. I'm glad Kate Cunningham would, but I would rather see LaMelo Ball. I'd rather see LaMelo Ball. I get his team is dirt, but I think I'll put it this way: you think Milwaukee would trade for LaMelo Ball? They
wouldn't. They wouldn't, but they. I mean, quite honestly, they'd be in a better position, I think, if they did.
Would.
Because
and I know LaMelo gets hurt a lot. But you talking about a guy with LaMelo, and I understand he ain't I understand he ain't Derek Carr on defense either.
But he's active though. He is. He do move around. He is active. He will get you some steals, and he will go in the post on the other side of the ball, and you can kind of run some things through him. You know what I'm saying? Lillard, man. Like I said, if he ain't hitting the three, he is worthless, man. He worthless. It ain't even. It's crazy because he got a good court IQ. I watch him. He could be a really good point guard if he wanted to, but he is so in love with himself and his shot that he won't allow it. You know what I'm saying? He got spoiled in Portland because they allowed him to do that, and he just playing. And then Doc Rivers, man. Doc Rivers is he gonna stroke his ego and let him. You gonna burn the house down. Let him shoot threes. Because that's what he does. He let his star players just go berserk.
If Darvin Ham would,
I don't see it. I know. Look, my man Jalen Brunson cooks
right now.
True that.
I said Darvin Ham.
My man Jalen Brunson cooks him. What do y'all feel about Indiana?
Indiana's
another
tough.
Fraud.
Indiana
right?
got to take it, but see the thing about Indiana.
Halliburton, sometimes he be jacking them threes or don't hit them threes.
Halliburton is booty. Let me tell you, that's another one that's overrated. Number one, he brings you nothing defensively. But have y'all noticed Halliburton running the point down the stretch of games? If Indiana, you know our front runner team, first of all, he's the biggest front runner in the damn league. Because he don't get to yap in his mouth until they catch a lead. But his decision making is awful. I honestly think TJ McConnell is the best point guard on that team. But really, a lot of times they be better off putting the ball in them hard and letting him go off the ball. He's good a lot of these guys are good at getting assists, but they're not good point guards.
Nah, and that's a misleading stat now. In this era, that's misleading, man.
Assist?
Yeah, assist is misleading.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get assists. Number one, we've also like shout out to Angry Old Hoops. He exposed
that.
Out.
He exposed that. Yep.
Yeah, what they consider an assist is a lot different than what they considered an assist in the 90s.
They basically
So,
hockey assists.
Hockey assist. Yeah, I was just gonna say that too.
yeah,
Or
they
the
let a
dude to
guy
make a
before you
whole.
could only. I think once you pass, the guy could take up to 2 dribbles. Now
And
he
now
let
they taking
guys take
3.
4 dribbles down the lane and still call
Yep.
that an assist.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird, man. So, like you said, man, stats can be framed to make somebody look good or bad.
yeah.
So you
That's
gotta
why
really.
I don't believe in Siakam. Turner gets 4
No,
rebounds a game.
he
He blocks a
childish.
couple of shots and hits
Yeah,
threes, but he gets 4 rebounds a game. I
he
never a
frustrating
big
to
man that
watch.
can. Yeah.
He frustrating because
They're frauds to me, complete
he
frauds.
should be so much better.
The Knicks,
And really, really,
I'm so
hey,
upset.
hey,
And then I had to hit Candace Parker. Oh, the Knicks don't own. They beat you in a play. Like we had 5 niggas out. We had a whole starting
Oh yeah, if
lineup
y'all was
out.
healthy, y'all would have definitely went to the conference finals.
No,
y'all have been
even
in
with
conference
that,
finals easy.
if Carlisle at
See,
the end of game 2 didn't whine about the refs, and then the refs came and gave them that fucking game, we would have
and
been up
listen,
3-0, and we'd have finished that game in 5. That series in 5.
and listen, man, and Siakam played like a bum in that series.
Siakam's another one. He's talented, but boy,
But he frustrating, man, because dude should be a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah,
remember,
he
this
got
is a
that talent.
6'8" guy playing center for a long time. He's 6'8".
Yeah,
He's a long 6'8" forward, but he's 6'8".
yeah.
And he ain't that tough. He's not a banger. He can hit some shots and he can get a few rebounds, but boy, you put him up against a real one. Yeah, man. I'm
Well,
dragging him.
put him out there and you need him to get it done, and he won't do it.
Yeah. I'm dragging him. He gets,
Yeah.
So yeah, Indiana. Detroit will probably be a 1 and out, but they'll be a tough one. They'll show up and represent.
Well, they healthy.
So I like Detroit.
Healthy.
Yeah.
I like
They
Detroit.
lost. Who was that they got injured? Was it
Ivy.
Duran?
Ivy.
Duran.
You saying who got hurt for them?
Ivy.
Jay Ivy. Yeah, Jay Ivy's playing well
Ivy,
too.
Yeah,
He was on some 18-4-4, something like that.
Yeah.
18-5-4, something like that. And he
They
broke his leg.
beat the Lakers twice, and they thought, they thought the first time was a fluke. I said, "Nah, there ain't no fluke."
Nah, them.
Yeah, they beat my Knicks twice, and I'm not ashamed of that because number one, they did one without Cat, but they battle you. Yeah, that's a good. But I don't see them getting like if they get out the first round, they definitely gonna lose in the second round. Miami, y'all think Miami's done?
Yeah, I don't see nothing promising about
next
Miami.
year.
They just
Hero stepped up. Adebayo, I always thought he was overrated, and he took a big step back this year. I think the Jimmy Snake is still in that locker room.
Well, look at it. He can't be the best player on your team. That's just not going to work.
Right.
Adebayo can't be the best player on your team, and you think you finna go somewhere. That ain't realistic.
Not. Yeah, I always thought he's overrated. I think he's dirty as well. But okay, what about Philly?
They done.
Next.
The nigga, they 14.
Yo, Carcino gonna tell me that Philly gonna beat the Knicks. I'm like, nigga, Pistons just beat them by 30, and they didn't even have Cunningham, and they had their big 3. Man, listen.
Okay, hold on. Why
this
you
year
there?
and next year? I feel bad for Tyrese Maxey, man, because he been playing lights out.
Okay, let me ask y'all this: if you get an opportunity to say you could get Banchero or somebody and something else from Orlando for Embiid, would you do it?
Oh, with a heart fucking
I do it,
bro.
I do it,
bro. But you know what? They not true like that in Philly. They're not true like that in Philly.
But they should be, because you know what? Even the fans are sick of Embiid. They sick of Embiid, man.
I'm done. I'll be done. But yeah, I mean, who's running the show there? I mean, Elton Brand run the show. Well, shit, Elton Brand should do that.
He should. He's
gonna do it in the off season, and I get Embiid was so damn hurt. You won't get nothing out of him. Orlando, okay. How about Orlando? Y'all think Orlando got a chance to get the right?
I like Orlando, man.
I think the injuries hurt them. It hurt their rhythm. They started off real good this year.
Yeah, but they still young.
3 games under, but at one point they were 11-1, and that was after the Banchero injury. That was crazy.
But you knew that was going to bottom out at some point, though.
Yeah, you know what the problem is? Suggs got hurt, and I think Suggs is the
Oh
key.
yeah,
That's
Like
the
him,
glue.
he's one of
That's
him.
the glue to their team. They
Let's get
remind me
on
of
this.
they the East
Let's get
Coast.
on this. Mhm.
They the East
What's
Coast.
the 5 best
like
perimeter
Houston,
defenders
like
in the
Houston,
league this year?
Houston.
In this year, 5
Uh,
best perimeter
Jaren
defenders.
Jackson is up there still.
Yeah, he
No,
playing his natural
I'm talking about
position now.
perimeter defense. I'm talking
Oh,
guards.
perimeter. Oh shit.
Well, I got Suggs in there.
No. Thompson. To me, Thompson.
Amen. Amen or Asur.
Shit, I'll take both of them.
Take both of them. I got you.
I'll take both of them.
Let's just put them in 5 and 6, right? Because interchangeable.
Right.
Dyson. Look, let's look at another guy lost in the LeBron trade and then the AD trade. Dyson Daniels. People don't realize Dyson Daniels was a young soldier in the womb.
They could have drafted.
They could have drafted. He was taken with the Lakers draft pick by New Orleans.
Yeah, right.
Well, when the Lakers missed out on the play-in in 2022, they had to defer their pick to New Orleans, which they used to draft.
Bingo.
Daniels, which the Lakers could have had. They could have had Trey Murphy.
Nah, I know he got cooked by Brunson last night, but Dyson Daniels he gets his hand pause. He gets his hands on so many on the rock so much.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the deflections.
I'm telling you,
he was 6'4" last year. Now he's 6'7", damn near 6'8".
I'm gonna tell you, if the Lakers would have did this thing right, man. Like I said, that original young core is your foundation. You bring in the right star player going to a new decade. You got all your draft picks. By the time you finish up, man, you going not 10 deep, you going 12, 13 deep. If you do it right, I mean, the team's head be on the shrivel because they wouldn't know which way to go. They wouldn't know which way to attack us. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't know what to do. But
Suggs. So we got Suggs, the Thompson twins, Daniels. Who I think OG. When OG is healthy, he is one of the elite wing defenders. Definitely. Anybody else? Y'all got throwing in?
Matt Christie on his way.
Matt Christie is there. He's good, but what he did to Brunson that Saturday before he got traded, that was because they even double. There's not too many people that can guard Brunson without a double.
That's what made he a Klay Thompson prototype.
He's on his way. But do you think the Celtics got one? I don't think we at the point where Holiday is no longer elite. He's still good. Still got but he there's a reason why Marcus Smart got traded and pretty much gonna get bought out. So he ain't there no more.
What about I was finna say, let's see.
Do Houston got a defender besides Thompson?
For DeAndre Hunter.
DeAndre Hunter is good. DeAndre Hunter is really good. So Cleveland got to get there. I want to see when we play Cleveland. Exactly. Hunter's good. And think about that. Another young soldier in the womb. He was taken with the 4th pick. Y'all missed the playoffs. The 4th pick was the Lakers. I know they wound up trading or deferred something like that. But
they used that to get in the AD trade. If they include that, yeah.
Think about that, bro. Just think about how many. And again, ain't none of them as good as AD. That's not the fucking point. You could have had them and AD.
And AD gone now.
AD gone. And then when AD and Luka gonna be your star with a bunch of trash around him.
Hey, hold on. Low key. If they don't figure this shit out, Luka might not re-sign with them. They ain't got his bird rights.
That'd be a fool, boy. That'd be a fool, man.
Man, they don't have his bird rights.
And he unrestricted. I guess he'd be unrestricted.
What if Luka deep down?
Hold on. Let's check this out.
You know he don't want to leave Dallas. You know he don't want to leave Dallas.
Yeah.
You know
this is the thing, though. You go into a place where a 40-year-old dude is there and don't want to change his game to allow him to play his game. Who would want to stay?
Yep. Add to that, do y'all think Luka's into that LA scene? What if he's the Joker?
I think he thought, just basketball fans in general, you saw Luka being a lifer like Dirk. You know what I'm saying? And when you when that happened, man, it just threw the whole NBA off its axis, and it may not work like they expected. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You know,
NBA,
this is the first time. This is the first time I thought about this. Yeah, y'all acting like Luka being into this whole LA shit is a like he might not be into that shit. He might not be into Hollywood.
This is the
He
telltale.
might be a lot. Look, the Joker. Go ahead.
This is the thing. He'll be into it as long as it's good and they winning. When they're not winning,
when they start blaming him for everything.
There we go. There we go.
Already on his head. But I saw them the other. Was that this morning talking about this defense and Chris Broussard talking about
the pressure's not on LeBron. He did everything he can do. It's about Luka.
I'm like, wait a minute, Luka just took his team to the finals.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to your Broussard. Shout out to your Broussard invitation. That shit was dead on the
money. Did it, man. Like, you know, I ain't putting no pressure on LeBron. He did everything he can do.
Broussard got years of glazing, man. He got years,
man.
He is a platinum.
No, because think about this again. They both from the Eastern Europe, and it's different over there. It ain't all that glitz and glamour. These motherfuckers, they go to their horse ranches when they go home, man.
Yeah, they drink beers after the game,
like Jokic.
Yeah, the Joker did not want to stay for the Denver parade. Like they had to make that nigga stay. He wanted to get on the first flight after the finals, bro.
I watched their championship parade. Like you said, he's ready to go.
That nigga, as soon as that parade was over, that nigga went booked it to the Denver International Airport and flew his ass back to Europe. So this is the thing, like, yo, if it ain't sitting there hitting, yeah, you're right. The Dawkins might not sign.
Yeah,
he might say, "Fuck it, I'll go to Milwaukee and play with Giannis. I'll go." Well, you know,
that's why
and they got the perfect trading partner, right? So y'all might be stuck with Dame Dollar at 33, 34 years old.
Shooting 38 foot
down over here. You play chess, not checkers. That's the problem, though. LeBron era, Genie Bus plays chess. With checkers.
38-foot brick.
So that was a league. The league made that trade.
Yeah,
they forced that trade. That's how you know because it was only them two teams involved. It was a short time window, and it was something that made it had to happen right then. Because really, in a normal situation, that trade could have happened at the end of the season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because then you can get the pieces together. It could be a 3 or 4 team trade, but they did that right then, right now. Yeah, that let you know the league was involved. They had their hands in it. So now you got to deal with the aftermath, and now y'all got it. They got to really. The Lakers need to be catering to Luka, but y'all don't want to cater because y'all got Clutch Sports over there with their tentacles in the franchise, and they want to do things how they want to do it. So
what happens when Luka gets a 40-point triple-double and they blow out? I don't know what other bum ass team they blow out. I don't shit. They might not even blow out Portland at this point. Portland playing well. They don't got no more Utah games. They got another game against Charlotte coming up or some shit like that, right? They blow out Charlotte, and Bronny gets a garbage time layup in a 3, and he gets an alley-oop dunk. And Luka got a 40-point triple-double, and they, you know, and then they gotta hit. Luka gotta sit in the locker room. All the reporters around Bronny because he made 3 buckets in a game. How do you think Luka gonna feel about that?
He gonna feel some kind of way. I can tell you that for sure. Because you got to think about it. They catered to him since day one. You know, he was a prodigal child. He was getting love even when Joker was winning MVPs and winning the NBA title. They still been, Luka. They put him at the preseason as a preseason favorite for MVP, all this kind of stuff. So then they
did. I forgot about that. They did.
Yeah, then they go to the finals last year, and really though, then all the hype died because essentially he was the reason. He was one of the primary reasons they lost.
Yeah, he didn't play well.
No, he didn't play good at all on either side of the ball.
Yeah.
And then he gets hurt this year, and then all of a sudden they come with these narratives. Man, it was like it was concocted, man. As soon as he get hurt, oh man, he out of shape, he lazy, man. Then they say, no, what? He traded.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like all this stuff was going on behind the scenes. It's something we ain't gonna really know the real truth for a while, but it was something in the works. I don't know how long it's been in the works, but that trade, the way it happened, you know, the league was their hands was all over it. So,
facts.
Yeah, man. If they go 500 with him, you know, getting him, I don't think, and then they get put out in the first round. He probably ain't coming back. He probably ain't re-signing with the Lakers. He probably ain't gonna re-sign
especially
unless
if his agent. And again, I don't know who his agent is. I know LeBron tried to get him up on the label, right? But if his agent is like, well, you know, I mean, again, I know that being again, he might not be. See, one thing that saved y'all with AD is AD is very aloof, and he was into being in LA. I think he was like, you know, I get to live in LA, blah blah blah. Yeah, LeBron, they glazing LeBron like crazy. They make blaming me for everything, but fuck it, I know I'm great. They get, you know, I get to be in LA. Finally, he's like, bro, yo, y'all blaming me for a little too much. Y'all not giving me no credit. All right, I'm taking these bangs. I'm hurting. I'm hurting my groin and shit. Give me a center. And they finally put his foot down on some shit. Next thing you know, he's out the door.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I said it. He's been the MVP of the Lakers for the past 4 years, and LeBron wasn't enough help for him. But meanwhile, on SportsCenter, it's 80 is not stepping up with him. 80 have one bad game. LeBron can have 3-5 bad games. He's 40. He's 37. He's 38. He's 39. What you expect? 80 have one bad game.
They thought, man, when he came, like I said, the Lakers had the deepest young core. They had cap space and all the draft picks, man. And when he got
ingredients for dynasty,
they thought they was gonna get the super team in year one. They thought he was gonna rack out 3 straight titles, tie Jordan, so they could say he the GOAT, and at the Lakers' expense, dog. And the plan never worked. It was never gonna work. And they need to put an end to this fiasco, because he's not a. I know his fans. I know it may be hard for them to really understand where people coming from. He's not a championship basketball player, because he's never led a non-super team to a championship
I feel
in all these years.
Well, he the reason that they changed the narrative from it's about the ring to it's about everything else. Oh, off the court, this
about longevity,
the stats. You know, it became about everything but winning. You know what I'm saying?
You know, first player at 40 to do this. First player at 40 to get 26, 10, and 10, 10 turnovers. And
you gotta
do
like that. You gotta do that when you got somebody with them kind of deficits. You know what I'm saying? And he's just sticking around. Like, you ain't sticking around to win. That ain't why you there. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't have had them draft your son.
Thank you.
You know,
and again,
this ain't about winning.
D-Lo, he ain't show up tonight, but D-Lo he showed me some stat, and I'm arguing on Instagram. Dude was like, well, the 3 guys picked after LeBron ain't even averaging 12 points a game. Well, number one, that's a lie. That's a lie, because 40 is averaging 6, and McCullers is averaging 8. Here's the thing: 40's only played 7 games in the G League, and McCullers just got healthy. He's only played 2, so the 2 of them combined have averaged 14 points. Here's the thing.
But do they have the green light like he got to just jack threes?
No, they don't. Number one.
Okay, then there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna speak on it in the proper context.
Yeah, 40's on the real team. Right. Now LeBron is too, because that's what they do. They'll fly him back and forth. But 40 actually plays important rotational minutes in a few games. Bronny's played in 1 game when it actually not garbage time. And what happened? Got cooked. So we had to
Saute.
do that now. Then you put him in a new cycle because JJ Redick had to apologize for having to fly him out to Denver. I mean to Philly to play. Oh my God, the guy flying first class everywhere. We had to fly him out so he could play tonight. I put him in the game. What the fuck is he on the team for?
A guaranteed contract, mind you.
Thank you. Mind you, you know what that says? He's their best perimeter defender. That's the problem. If Bronny is your best perimeter defender,
You don't
he's
have
the only
you
guy
don't.
that you thought could stay with Speedy Maxey. Notice, hold on, something. Remember I was telling you about Emmanuel quickly, right, man? The other night against Philly, how many what's the name scored? Maxey scored against Toronto? Yes, take a guess.
0.3.
He scored 5 points. He scored 5 points against Toronto the other night. Played the whole game, didn't get hurt. You know who was guarding him? His Kentucky teammate, Emmanuel Quickly.
Oh, okay. We talking about Maxey.
Emmanuel Quickly was guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, again, my Knicks got Emmanuel Quickly at the end of the first round, traded back and picked up draft picks to get Emmanuel Quickly. We got him from we traded what's the name to the Clippers, Marcus Morris, Morris for the Clippers first round pick, and then we traded back, got another second round pick, and wound up getting Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly developed because we got Brunson. He was expendable in that trade, but he locked down the guy that nobody can. The two fastest guys in the league is Fox and Quickly. I can't think of anybody being faster than them with the rock. And so think about that. You bring in a guy like Bronny, you do all this for Bronny James, and the one thing he's supposed to be good at is staying with. He got cooked because he got no technique. Same thing like his fault, bro. I'm gonna say it. Look, I'm not gonna be one of these guys that make Bronny content to get views, but Bronny is basically what LeBron be if he was 6'1".
Yeah.
Saying no skill,
exactly what he is.
A crab dribble, a half a jump shot, and just athleticism with horrible technique behind it.
Yeah.
Horrible. His technique is horrible.
It's like they punking you, man, by putting him out there and doing this. It's like they're making a mockery of the whole league.
So it is.
Like we basically just we put lipstick on a pig, and now we're telling y'all, man, this is a beauty pageant right here. And people go for it, then that just lets you know what kind of person that is. Because
the 40th pick plays for the 40th pick plays. I forget who he played for. D'Lo sent me what's the name showing him. No, that wasn't D'Lo. I showed this to D'Lo. But somebody was like, "Oh, look at him! Look at his 3-point shot." And y'all talking about Bronny. Forgetting this kid is a 7-foot center. And yes, his jump shot is ugly. He was out there practicing it. But he's 7 feet. The fuck are you talking? Like, how are you comparing? Bronny is 6'1". He's a 6'1" wing. He can't shoot it well enough to play the 2. He can't handle it enough to play the 1. So he's basically a 3 at 6'1".
What about that
y'all comparing him to centers and like McCullers went to 4 years in Kansas. The only reason he only averaged 8 because he was hurt. He's been hurt since the damn NCAA tournament.
What about that cat that went to Auburn, man? All that athletic talent that's overseas somewhere right now, killing it. I can't think of his name right now.
It's not Okiki.
Yeah, yep.
He's on the Knicks G League team as well. Averaging 16, 17.
Okay.
Look,
he ought to be in the league.
When you say that, you got TJ, Porty is there to develop as a center, as a backline center. He's there to be Mitchell Robinson's backup. And that's what he's going to be once we get Mitchell Robinson in the rotation. Now, I know, because I just one thing that's holding us back defensively is Cat cannot be a defensive center. He just can't. If you either going to have a 4 they can rotate to the ball, a 6'10" 4, but Cat can't be a center. He's just too slew-footed. He's mad slew-footed, and he reaches too much. So he's much better when he plays the 4. So Minnesota knew what they was doing when they traded for Rudy. They just gave too much, and Rudy is so damn doofy and clunky that it didn't necessarily work out with them two. But when we get Mitchell Robinson back, it's gonna be a whole different story. Khalil Ware is getting Khalil. See, that's what I'm saying. Pat Riley's already on to the next generation, man.
They don't mess around.
doing his
See,
thing.
Miami is like the Patriots, man, in football. They next man up.
Yep.
It's next man up over there.
See, the Lakers. I'm not. Look, you're in bed with Bron. You're in bed with Bron. Remember what I told you? They should have traded Bron for Paolo Banchero a couple of years ago, right? Remember I told you that, man, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and they would be in a better situation than they are. You know, imagine Luka and Banchero. That hit differently than Luka and Bron at 41 years old. Again, they're not a winning team with a 40-year-old.
Banchero, but see, Banchero got a real game though. He got an overall game, and he don't have to have the ball 85% of the time to be effective. So he could play with a Luka.
Exactly the point.
You know, so that don't see when you look at it, they already failed with the Westbrook experiment. So what would make you think that this is going to work with Luka? And he didn't compromise his game none for Westbrook.
Well, you know the spin now is that now all of a sudden LeBron can play off the ball. I haven't seen it.
We'll never see that. You know what? That's a myth that'll never happen. You've never seen it. I don't care what level you can plug up and play 2K right now. He don't play off the ball on 2K. So I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that. That ain't never
Luka
happened.
Got to be Mr. Catch the Shoe, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
boy, Luka don't
I
really
can't wait.
He don't look too enthused.
Nah.
Like I said, he was a player like that. He should have been like a lifelong figure, like Dirk.
19-5-5, 3 steals. Yeah, you listen, right. Maxey is there. Dante Exum played tonight. Wow.
Yeah, he had 27 tonight. But Christie, man, I'm telling you, man, I can say.
Tyler Hero hit 40.
Hey, who was the other guard that year Exum got drafted that the Knicks had for a minute? Emmanuel
Quigley?
Nope.
Man, quickly.
Nope. Emmanuel
you got Emmanuel Moutier.
Oh,
the guy from France.
Yep. Yeah, his jump shot never developed.
He should have never been drafted that high, man.
His jump shot never developed. That was the problem.
Nope.
He should have went to play for Larry Brown, learn how to, I look, I know a lot of guys think they should let the high school kids back in. You notice how the players that played 1 year, 2 years in the NCAA are much better than the guys.
If they did that again, man, the league will fold. If they did that again, that 18-year-olds again, nah, man, they can't go through that no more. Nah.
Now I will give props to the Thompson too, because they went the G League route. There's a few guys that went the Mitchell Robinson with the G League route and stuff like that. But again, neither one of the Thompson twins can shoot the rock, but they know how to play the ball. They know how to play, and they're elite defenders. So, I know we talked the skills challenge. I mean, the skills challenge of the rookie. I'm interested to see what goes down this week. The dunk contest.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, they really need a. I mean, they've taken this all-star.
That's on life support. That whole all-star weekend shit on life support.
They probably can just go ahead and.
And you know who killed it, right? You know who killed the dunk contest? I'm gonna call it what it is. LeBron killed the league, bro. He killed so many. So many things about the league. He killed the All-Star game because look, if LeBron was playing hard, when Kobe was playing hard, everybody followed.
Yep.
LeBron ain't that nigga to play hard.
That's why they named the All-Star game award after Kobe Bryant.
Right.
But what he exemplified, with that game, exemplified with him competing in it,
Well, the game, the game takes the face.
I'll be sending y'all the link. I'll be sending y'all the what's the name? There's a certain shock jock that said the 1972 All-Star game was a bunch of bums, right? And I'm like, I look back and look. Elgin Baylor played in that game, I believe. It was 70. It was a lot of in the game was a 1-point game. It was 120, 112 to 111. And this All-Star game, these past All-Star games have been so freaking bad. Like you just saying dumb shit. The who's who Wilt played in that game. How many great players
Well,
played in that game, and they took
Jerry West
pride
is
in
still
it,
in the
man.
league.
You talk about an era where they took pride playing in the Rutgers in the summer, man.
Right.
Well, Kareem
And
was
now
in the
these
league at
dudes,
that time.
come on, man.
Yep.
That's
Paul
why I
George
say,
talk about I'm bored and I don't want to. No, you was averaging 14 points a game. You ain't got to worry about no All-Star break. You better be in somewhere in in Hawaii or wherever the hell you go to chill right now.
Well,
Your ass won't get going to the All-Star game.
Paul George's career was over when he broke his leg. After that, he ain't been worth none of the hype, none of nothing.
Years. He got a couple. The OKC year, he was
but realistically though,
but they
didn't
expect him to be a superstar, but he got the mentality of an all-star.
Yeah. And he barely, man. He pretty much still in checks at this point. Him and Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi Leonard too.
Kawhi,
yeah.
See,
Kawhi,
you gotta, and that's the next thing, man. That's the next
Kawhi
thing. Man. We're gonna wrap it up a little bit.
He should have re-signed with Toronto and tried to defend that title.
Yeah, he's been better off. Well, no. Remember, the plan was he was gonna go to the Lakers.
And he was turned off by that Braun shit. He saw what he saw coming is. I'm gonna go play with the Lakers. I'm gonna be the third guy in this big three. Number one, we ain't gonna have nothing around us but I'm gonna get all the blame when we don't win because we're gonna have a bullshit roster around us, big three. Because imagine they wouldn't have been able to sign nobody. They would have been all the way into the luxury.
Initially, he was supposed to be the guy.
And Kawhi, and it's supposed to have been Paul George was going to sign as a free agent in 2018 with LeBron, and then they was trying to trade. See, like Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart, they weren't even supposed to have been on the team LeBron first year. It just didn't work out because Paul George said I'm cool on it, and then San Antonio wasn't going to trade no Kawhi Leonard to no Lakers, so LeBron played the role, and then Plan B was all of a sudden AD come out of nowhere. I want to be traded.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they were gonna try to get Kawhi that all season. That's why they accelerated.
Kawhi said, "Look, I'm gonna come here, and I might be the second guy. I might be the third guy. I know damn well I ain't gonna be the first guy, no matter what I do, and I'm gonna get all the blame when it don't work."
But
so
not
I
only that, bro,
in LA, but I won't play with this guy.
And you just came off a title. But just imagine that you just came off winning the title.
You came off a title the year that guy didn't make the playoffs. The year that guy said, I'm gonna turn on playoff mode and go at 2-8. And not only did he go 2-8, he lost to every team that was taken for Zion Williamson.
Yep. They went 3-12. They went 3-12
because he's getting 40 on Utah. Or getting 40 and 17 on a Golden State Warriors without a guy over 6'8" in their rotation. You realize they're not playing Jackson, Dale Davis' son no more, right? Y'all realize that, right? He's not even in the rotation no more. So Bronny is getting 42 and 17 on a bunch of Smurfs, but he's the GOAT now. But meanwhile, the guy who at age 34 turned on playoff mode and lost to every team that was tanking. Bruh. Don't start with me, bro. When I see these cats online and on Sports Center and on all these damn platforms and the groups and all this, I can't, bro. That's why I need it. I said, I'm sick of typing back and forth with niggas. I need a podcast, bro. So here we are, bro. Like, cause I'm a speak on it. The shit that I see. It just pisses me off, bro. And again, I don't want to keep talking about LeBron, bro. There's so many things to talk about. I can't wait till that dude retires. Get the hell up out of here. Because guess what? You won't be talking about him every day 22 years later like you talk about Jordan. Oh, for you cats to say, what y'all going to talk about with LeBron? Y'all talking about Jordan 22 years.
That nigga Jordan, he left the entire NBA scene, dog.
There's a whole group of young men and women about to graduate college this year that were not even born when Jordan scored his last bucket, and y'all still talk about that man.
Jordan is the Michael Jackson of sports.
Facts.
I mean, simple as that.
LeBron, bro, we all know who's the GOAT when at the 75th ceremony in Cleveland. Who blew the house down?
They said when he walked in the room, it was like he had an aura around him.
Yeah.
And
Like
he
Rick
didn't want
James,
to be
right?
there.
His
He
aura was
didn't want to be
orange.
there, but he agreed to
Oh,
come
New
in.
Orleans battling. New Orleans beat the Kings tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. They departed red
I'm sorry, the
season.
Sacramento Bulls. Oh, damn. Sabonis 22, 28, and 5. Well, that rebounded. But Murphy's back. That's nice. Grand Theft Alvarado.
Man, I'm telling you, what hurt the Pelicans, them injuries, dog, and Zion.
Yes.
Always,
If
every
they
year,
get
it's
Yo.
injuries.
that team would be right, man. That team would be, they have just as good a shot as anybody.
Who y'all think getting Cooper Flag? Who is Silver going to fix the lottery for to get Cooper Flag?
Probably Charlotte to go with LaMelo.
Yeah, makes sense. He stay right there in Duke. Stays on the
Yep.
East Coast.
Yep. Charlotte
Yeah,
to go to.
I see that. You know, there's theories about Utah. They need him in a white market, right? I mean, there's not enough white people in Cackalack.
Charlotte to go for it.
Yeah, man.
I think it'll be them. Yeah.
Silver needed. You try to give him benefit of the doubt, man. But like I said, this whole all-star concept, the dunk contest, they can't even field 8 contestants. They can only field 4, and even the 3-point shooting contest is kind of lost its luster.
Yeah, bro. I'm just like Stephen A. On one thing, I don't agree with him on a lot, but Stephen A. said, or somebody else said it, that Bron killed the dunk contest by him never participating not once.
Yep.
And now, we can't like, bro. And look, these guys can dunk. I saw them dunk. But who cares? These niggas don't play.
Well,
They don't play.
They should have put a stop to the dunk contest years ago, but they want to keep it going. The hope that they can come up with a moment like when Neek and Jordan went at it, and the anticipation for that dunk contest. I mean, that's once in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, McClung could do some amazing dunks, but bro, you're not even on the roster right now.
He's not an NBA player. He shouldn't. That should be strictly for NBA players.
Yeah, it's over.
It should be. If you don't average 10, we don't want you in there. Now, but that's the thing. You can't find 4 guys that average over 10 points a game that want to do the damn dunk contest.
Nope.
And again,
it's a sideshow event now.
Right. They could just shut it down.
Frankly, I think LeBron would have. And that's the thing. I think LeBron know that he ain't got no damn dunks in his arsenal. That's why he
he in high school.
Shannon Brown should have beat him in high school.
Yeah.
But the thing was, ESPN was already glazing him, so therefore Shannon Brown never had a chance, no matter how good his dunks were.
Yep.
Nah, man, the dude has just been. He's been an obstruction, man. And you don't want to say that about an athlete, man, but the Lakers never should have dealt with this dude, man. We just be so much. I be having so much fun watching the team, man. I just think we'd be in a special place, but I wouldn't advocate like when KD got traded to Phoenix, they got rid of all them cornerstone players. Cameron Johnson, Cameron Payne, what's the other cat's name? DeAndre
Bridges.
Hey.
Carl Bridges, and now look at him.
KD is a dude that don't move the needle. I don't care where he at now. He can go whatever team he go to right now. He ain't gonna make them a title.
Yeah, he's
winner.
Right.
He go to OKC right now, and they still ain't the favorites.
Yeah, here's Phoenix's problem. Why did y'all mess with Bradley Beal? I get that Bradley Beal was out there, but why did y'all do that? Why? Like you had Katie and Booker. See, this is the idea. This is the thing about this super. I've been saying this on the channel already. D-Lo pulled up. Pull up. We got a couple of minutes. Come on, D-Lo. Pull up. You got the link. Man, look. Why did Phoenix? You got Katie and Booker.
He said he the GOAT, huh? Yeah, he the GOAT, all right.
D-Lo show up 4 hours late. He showed up 4 hours late and say, we done debunked that. You should have been here. It might have been able to make your case, but you ain't make it, bro.
See, they
He
never
killed this
asked
man
this question
legacy.
on. They never asked this question on these sports shows. Who you gonna pick with the championship on the line? Since they trying to top Jordan, who you gonna pick? You LeBron fans, y'all gonna pick y'all guy, or y'all gonna pick Jordan with everything on the line? Now, if y'all say
Let's put it, if
LeBron,
your life was on the
if
line,
your
if you
life was on
don't
the
win,
line, who you picking? Now, if you pick LeBron, it's a 66% chance that you won't see tomorrow.
yep.
If you pick Jordan, you good as gold. Now, if you had an operation, Jordan to do the operation, you don't even have to come back for to get for a
Yep.
checkup. Kobe,
Look, that's what
you
I
know,
say
you may,
with Bird. Bird, when you want to do the small forward debate, Bird, KD, or LeBron, you can pick one player in their prime. Yo, you better the team better win, or they gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. You know what I'm saying? You tell
and
me you're
I'm
gonna
a
pick
huge
KD
KD
and
fan,
LeBron over
man,
Bird?
but Larry Bird, I'm telling you, man, he put fear when the Lakers and the Celtics used to go out in the finals, man. I'm telling you, every time he got the ball in his hand, he put fear in your heart because he can just rip your soul out. That's the type of player he was, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, yeah, Phoenix messed up I told you, Phoenix, when they went and got Bradley Beal, and again, I know he was a talent, that was the name, but you bringing in a 25-point scorer to come to your team and be a 17-point scorer. This is what's so crazy about the super team era. You knew he was a 27, 28-point scorer, but you bringing him to Phoenix, he's not going to get that. Not behind those two. So it's a stupid move. You're bringing in a shooting guard when you have a shooting guard. And
He was
look,
coming
I'm
off
just
injury
about
too.
Booker. I know Booker will get his 40, 50-point nights. I think Booker's another one that's overrated. We probably gonna get on that the next show next week. The most overrated and the most underrated players in the league. Booker is on that. Look, Booker lost me. This is like I think the year after that bubble, and they was doing it was a bunch of pros, and they were playing 3-on-3, and one of the guys, Booker dribbles over into the corner. He's like, "Why are you playing defense on me? Why are you going this hard? Basketball 1-on-1. You dribble to the corner, and that's like dribbling into a double team. If you pick up your dribble, I'm supposed to let you shoot? No, nigga. You dribble into the corner. I'm dribbling. You are the line is now an invisible defender because you dribble too far left. I said it's a turnover. I got to steal by forcing you out of bounds. So when I saw Booker say that, like, bro, the idea if you are a real scorer, you're in that position where you stupidly dribbled yourself into the corner. You're supposed to be able to get yourself out of it. Booker don't impress me at all. He don't. But yeah, he's definitely on my list of overrated players. Dame, all these guys y'all love because you'll see these 40-point. These dudes. I'm not saying they bums. Obviously, they get to the point where. But if y'all think these guys are great players, they're very good at best. You know. So, yeah, man. That's definitely gonna be. We're gonna get into our list of overrated, underrated players. So when it comes to grades, obviously, we ran down the West, we ran down the East. The East probably there's only 3 serious teams in the East.
Now, a couple years ago, during the 22 season, the Eastern Conference was actually tougher than the West.
Yeah.
It was,
I think the East is very top heavy this year. I think there's just a lot of disappointing teams. Again, I will say don't put Milwaukee in the grave yet. They got their issues, but if Giannis is Giannis, and I don't believe in Doc, and I don't believe in Dame either. But if Giannis is Giannis, and maybe Kuzma gives you something a little bit consistently,
man, I'm glad
they'll at
Kuzma out
least
of
they
DC,
could
boy.
get to the conference finals. I think there's only 4 teams you can expect in the conference finals. That'd be the Knicks, Celtics. I don't think it's gonna be no Miami. I don't think it's gonna be no 8 seed that makes a run again this year. I
Nah.
don't think Indiana is going to find themselves luck up with having a team. I think even if the Knicks got two major injuries, the Knicks will wipe Indiana up, or any other team will wipe their asses up. So, but the West don't got. I think the West got one great team, one great above everybody else team. Denver has the potential. You got Memphis and Houston that are great but flawed, and then you got even the Lakers could see themselves in the conference finals. I doubt it, but they could. If things break right for them, a lot would have to break right for them. And yeah, you're gonna have to have a lot of injuries like Boston had, and like they had the year they got to the conference finals, where Memphis lost Ja to the broken hand and all that stuff, right? So, and then to me, I felt they'd have played Sacramento that year. If Sacramento would have got past Golden State, they wouldn't have beat Sacramento, because Sacramento was damn near healthy. And Fox broke his hand in that series as well. So, like, you had a lot of help for the Lakers, but I don't think the Lakers could make it. I do think Minnesota could see themselves back there. Dallas could see themselves back there. The top four.
Mm-hmm.
And one other team I'm thinking, no, I think the Clippers have played spirited, but not enough. San Antonio could be interesting, but I think they're a little too far down. Their year will be next year, depending on what they get. But yeah. So yeah. I mean, really, and everything. Everybody else, like I said, we did the trade show. Yeah, if you're in the middle, if you're in a team that's a mid, you either get a player that's going to get like San Antonio. They are a mid team, but they got Fox. They could give them something now, and possibly and be their cornerstone for going later. So that was a great move. Everybody else either broke the team up, like Atlanta kind of broke the team up. The Bulls said, "Forget it, it's over." Right? The Bulls said it's over. Sacramento, they traded Fox and they went and got with the Bulls route from 2 years ago. They stayed mid. I think they were one of the losers. I think Golden State is a loser. I think the Lakers. Well, at the time I thought they made the Mark Williams trade. That the only significance about getting the pick back is that you could trade it in case something goes wrong. But yeah, if you're not trading for a young player, if you're trying to get, I don't know, what to do. If you're trying to get a Harrison Barnes who's like 33 or 34 just to play the 4 or something like that, or I'm trying to think, if you're not trading for, I don't even know who you could get with a pick like that. But yeah, the Lakers again. I just think they're in trouble. Like we said, I think Luka might not go there. I might not stay there. There's no guarantee that he's going to re-sign for the Supermax. There's no guarantee. I mean, it is kind of hard to turn down the Supermax, but yeah. And you're right. They won't have bird rights. They won't have bird rights because he just got there. So
Wow. That's all you can say is wow.
Facts, man. Well, look, it's been a good show, man. I guess we can wrap it up here. I don't know if Teray dropped off or if because I wanted him to get his last words in, but maybe he felt he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
D-Lo, man, pull up next time. Don't be talking shit from the comments, bro. We need you and your following here, man. Oh, the kids. Okay, the kids got him. All right. Now I understand, bro. Like yeah, I had to get I had to get cleared out too, so I could do the cat podcast. But yeah, man. Any parting words, man, before we do the next show?
Oh no, man. A lot of fun, man. A lot of fun, man. And like I said, man, the NBA, it just needs to move forward, man. It always did that. When a team on the rise, a player on the rise, hit the scene, man, and prove that they're ready to move the league forward, man. You got to do it, man. You can't keep remaining neutral to try to prove a point, and guys are not winning. You know what I'm saying? It's time, man. It's time. It's been time, tell you the truth.
Yeah, man. Listen, this has been my theme, man. You got to get younger. I'm not saying be babies, but you gotta get young. You gotta get guys under 25, 30, under 30 at least. You know, my Knicks team, the oldest player on our roster is Campaign at 30, and he's a 1 year. Bring him in here to be Jalen's backup. You know, he's a
Yeah.
journeyman, right?
Yeah.
You got. That's the other thing, man. You got to get a squad in place. You got to have continuity. How can you expect to be championship contenders year in and year out if you're changing the roster? I've been saying it to you for the longest time. The Lakers, they change the whole roster like damn near every year. And even when they do bring
They
back
brought in
they
8
don't bring
different
back a
players along.
mid-ass team.
They did 3 trades over the course of the past month or so. 3.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. And they bringing in these mercenaries, and you finally get. I mean, again, like y'all were going to trade for Mark Williams, who played a career 85 games. Y'all traded 2.5 years ago for Vanderbilt, who's played 50 games in a Lakers uniform.
Man,
What y'all relying on? I mean, come on, but they got the nerve to say the 80s always in the street clothes. Y'all gave Vincent the damn. Gabe Vincent was y'all prize signing 1 year. How many games has he played? He missed the whole season. What's the other? Remember Kendrick Nunn? He out the league now, right?
yeah, he overseas somewhere.
That dude, he turned down good money to come play to get the $5 million from the Lakers. And oh boy, bro, listen, man, it is what it is, man. Listen, this was a great show.
Yeah.
I'm really. Actually, we had a rocky start with some technical issues and all that, but once we got going, like I told you, man, me and you, and Teray, man, when we get to talking hoops, man, it's magical, bro. So listen, I hope we gain a following. I hope this start of mini is still 1-1. We doing it over here like this, man. A lot of guys will sit there and talk they stuff. A lot of them don't talk deep enough for me. A lot of them know they talk. All they know is LeBron. All they know is the household names. All they know is KD. All they know is Steph Curry. They don't know the league, bro. I'm telling you, and so we real basketball fans over here. And again, we keep our takes. Our takes do not change like night and day, bro. I would say we don't say stuff that's the run of the mill, everybody saying type stuff. We've always been, so we don't agree on everything, but we damn sure see the game the way it should be said as basketball fans, man.
Yep.
So we're gonna end on this note, man. It's good to talk to you as usual, bro. Make this a habit. All right, so try to I'm always check in with you, like whether Thursday or Wednesday work for you. Because we're gonna try to get on this same time frame. We'll run it either Wednesday or Thursday. And yeah, man, this was great. It was magic.
Oh no, I had a lot of fun, man. Looking forward to the next one.
All right, guys. All right, CW. Thanks for the help, man. Thanks for the opportunity and the platform. Good night, guys.
All right, fellas. Have a good one now.
All right.